One. BBC Radio 1. I'm so tired of BBC Radio 1. Radio 1.
Sam Smith, Normani, Dancing with a Stranger. Before that, it was Lauv and Troye Sivan, I'm So Tired. And good afternoon, this is Scott Mills with my friend Chris Stark.
All right.
We're here every Monday to Thursday, 1 till 4. Hope you're good today. Brand new tune of the week in 2 songs' time. And this is Kalani and Ty Dolla $ign on Radio 1.
You act like you need reminding.
Cause all I need is baby she Sigala, Paloma Faith.
1.
And this is Scott Mills. Hi. Okay, Bieber Rex are coming up, and George Ezra. Had my dad down this weekend.
Yeah.
And the whole fam. Yeah.
Big love to Pete Mills, of course.
Yeah, because same birthday. Did you know that?
As what? As you?
As me, yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, same day. Which was obviously last week, but didn't see him then, so sorry.
Weird to think of that as a generational moment, isn't it? Same thing happening at the same time, just different years apart.
Yeah, he wasn't there. He was in Shropshire when I was born, but yeah. Anyway, so I need to stop taking Pete to places where he won't eat anything. Like, I'm taking him to places that are way beyond his comfort zone. Like, it needs to be less funky.
Exactly, but also from his point of view, he probably thinks you're a bit lost in showbiz. Do you know what I mean? He likes to keep you down to earth.
Like, I just need to take him to somewhere that he knows on the high street, you know?
Yeah.
Your Bella Pastas, your Zizzies. Do that next time, Scott.
Yeah.
Don't take him to an Austrian-themed restaurant. He doesn't know what's going on.
And what were you thinking? What were you hoping for with that? You trying to broaden his mind?
Well, I thought he might
not the most sort of broad-minded of people, is he?
No, but this is the thing with parents. You forget that they won't try stuff. So I was like, surely he'll have the sausages. Not.
Yeah.
Maybe a chicken schnitzel. Not interested.
I mean, we've spoken about it before, but when we went for dinner with him at Christmas, you brought him along to the Christmas party. Do you remember the dinner that we had?
Yeah, I double-booked.
Little team dinner. In case you haven't heard this, Scott went to order... Now, I've got to be very careful with this. Scott went to order the duck liver pate.
Yeah.
Except when he came to order it, in front of his dad and a small table of us, he changed the word liver to lover and the word duck to exactly what you're thinking right now, and did all that in front of his dad.
That was a mistake.
And it was very awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened.
I wouldn't go for dinner with him again after that.
I totally forgot that. Right, tune of the week is brand new, dropped last Friday, by Zara Larsson, follows up Ruin My Life, and it's from her upcoming 3rd studio album. This is described as a self-empowering anthem. Zara Larsson, Don't Worry About Me. I'm playing it every day this week. So Zara's supporting Ed Sheeran on his world tour later this year. Is that still on, or is it a new one? Wow.
The Ed Sheeran world tour.
It's never ending, that.
Have you seen the pictures he always puts up on social, him in front of just another stadium?
Yeah, it's so mad.
And I see those pictures, I just think, money!
Here comes the money. Well, the money has come already, actually. Also, she's got her own tour, which includes 2 dates in the UK in May. That is Zara Larsson, my tune of the week. Don't worry about me.
Check 1.
Ricky, Melvin, and Charlie.
Never been here before.
You don't say.
I think you was here before and then they fired you. But...
We've got the biggest tunes for you guys.
Bossy.
And we'll be stitching each other up with loads of laughs.
See, we're here until 11, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that a question?
It's late night, so it's good to be rude.
So I can say what I want.
Yep.
What about?
No!
And yes, we come with a language warning.
Get up with Greg. Go home with Grimmy.
Go to bed with Ricky, Melvin, and Charlie.
Starts tonight
At 9 p.m.
On BBC Radio 1 and BBC Sounds.
BBC.
1.
Baby, lay on me.
Bieber Rexa, Florida Georgia Line, and Meant to Be. George Ezra coming up. Also Arctic Monkeys, Lewis Capaldi, and gigs. Your weekend?
It was good. I was DJing in Aberdeen on Saturday night. I believe you were there not that long ago. In fact, I know you were because I saw your poster there as well.
Oh, they still got that up?
Yeah, that one's still up. Which reminds me, I think we need to talk about the pictures that we use when we're DJing. You look I'm going to be honest here. You look ridiculous.
Right, well, so do you.
You look like an undertaker.
Yeah. All right. So we've had this conversation off air quite a lot recently, but it appears that it's now on. It's one of my favourite rants.
It's got to change.
Right.
And the thing is, I'm not sure you're totally bothered about it the same way that I am. Last week, I was DJing at a club in Lincoln. Outside the front, they've got a massive poster, huge, right? And it's kind of cool seeing your name so massive on there. But the picture that goes along with it is like, I'm embarrassed that that's my face. And I'm not saying I'm good looking, but I'm better than that. And I don't know how this has happened, but this one picture that we got done, it was when we were together, you persuaded me to get a photo taken, is now used on adverts for any nightclub. We look like, and I'd like to use different words, a pair of cactuses.
Yeah.
I look like an out-of-work magician.
Yes.
That's the vibe I'm getting with it, with my Lego hair.
Right.
And a sort of smirk on me.
Yeah. Well, that's because you don't open your mouth and you smile. What
I'm saying is, at the front of every student union and nightclub, you see pictures of NSG, Nathan Dorr, looking ahead like Mabel, Danny Howard, and they all look really cool.
Yeah.
And then there's a picture of us two, and we look like we look dreadful.
We don't look in any way like what we should.
It's the opposite of catfish. What happens here is I think often bad-looking people have good promotional pictures, right?
Who?
Like Tinder, right? You see a picture of someone, you turn up on the date, they don't look the same. Camel fat.
Who?
Camel fat being one of them, right? And that's just an example. I'm just saying that they're very nice guys.
But average looking.
I think what happens is, say nightclubs book us, they go, Scott and Chris, Radio 1, that'd be all right. Then book us, and then they get sent these pictures, and they only know what we sound like from the radio.
Who are those
as
two
Radio
idiots?
1, and they're like, we can't do that. I'm not saying we're good looking, right? But we need to at least look better on the pictures.
Yeah.
Even if in real life it's, we're not all that. The pictures should look amazing. We should look like good DJs.
Yeah, we're not good looking in those photos at all.
It's quite the opposite.
Yeah. Like your photo with the Lego hair and your mouth closed. Like if people didn't know what you did, what do you think they would say?
I can't say on radio.
Oh.
It's like, this is what I mean. It's like, even I want to punch that person.
Right. Oh, really?
It's just
that
like,
much?
It's just, I really do think if you went out with that picture of me, for example, not one person would assume that, I'm there to DJ a nightclub.
Right. That you were a cool Radio 1 DJ. I'm going to actually test this. Can we print that photo out? Is that possible? And I might just go outside and show people the picture and be like, what do you think he does?
I'm telling you, not one will say Radio 1. We're doing a misservice to Radio 1. Radio 1's good. Radio 1's cool. Some of the biggest names in the planet. Radio 1. And then there's a picture of us two, but like... And it's so annoying because everyone listening will be able to use one word to describe, and we can't use that word.
I'm going to go out and do some market research after Newsbeat.
Yeah.
Just to see if you're right.
Just ask people first word that comes to their head, that sort of thing.
And I know you hate it, but let's put that picture on our socials so everyone can see.
Oh, okay. I don't think this is going to help the problem.
BBC.
BBC Radio 1.
Okay, pictures up on socials. Would you book those guys?
BBC.
Okay, I'm going to go out on the street soon to do some market research and show them these photos that we've had, these DJ photos. It's Scott on Radio 1. Sigrid, Don't Feel Like Crying. Still the UK's official number one. Lewis Capaldi in 2 minutes. It's 1:30. Here's Duncan Middleton.
Tributes are being paid to a murdered rapper.
Newsbeat.
Drake, Rihanna, LeBron James. Just as Newsbeat, we're back at 2:30.
The UK's official
Number 1.
Hello, it's Lewis Capaldi.
The official chart.
With Scott Mills.
This is the UK's official number 1. Find out if I can stay there. Friday from 4. I'm going on.
BBC
Radio 1. BBC Radio 1.
Radio 1.
Okay, it's a bit of a weird situation this, but Scott is currently outside with a picture of me. I think I look like an out-of-work magician. So Scott is doing his own market research, one word to describe me, stuff like that, and the results of that are going to be up next. It's brilliant this. I get to take over Radio 1. Here's Gigs.
This week, we're putting our new recruits to the ultimate test.
Ricky,
Melvin,
And Charlie.
versus the highest ever scorer on yesterday's quiz.
It's Georgia. I'm keen to take down Ricky, Melvin and Charlie.
Listen tomorrow morning from 7:15. Radio 1 Breakfast.
With Greg James.
BBC Radio
1.
Something in the way you roll going on outside.
That's Pink and Walk Me Home on BBC Radio 1. So Chris thinks that our DJ photos for when we DJ out are not the best.
I think they're dreadful. I think we do Radio 1 a disservice,
Right.
actually.
Todd says, yep, now I've seen it. It's on our socials. Looks like you make balloon animals.
Yes.
Kids Party Clowns, says Sarah.
Well, you put on your ones, what would you book us for? Or words to that effect.
Or would you book us, yeah.
Yeah, and people are putting underneath, maybe to supply Bouncy Castle.
Yeah. Ellen says, Chris looks like an electrician from a local magazine ad. Britain's answer to Penn and Teller, Ho, from Nathan. Yeah, I mean, some of these are terrible. You look like a frog, thank you. Why are you doing that semi-smile, says Jessica.
Exactly. What I love about this, though, is you've gone and taken it upon yourself to do market research.
I have, yeah.
I've never seen you this proactive.
Someone says, this is Amanda. You look like a beautiful young Slavic couple. I'll take that. And Mark says, looks like an advert for STIs. Get tested, guys. Okay, so I've been out onto the streets outside Radio 1, and I've shown them a picture, this picture of you, just to see what they think you do for a living.
I can't help but feel what you've seen here is you've got excited about an opportunity, because I've never seen you leave so quick to go and want to do this market research, but it's happened.
I've been talking to the people, and this is what they had to say. What do you think this guy does for a living?
Like a Hollyoaks actor, like a headshot trying to be an actor, but like in that kind of soaps.
I think it'd be good advertising facial cream.
Why?
It's got great skin.
It's quite a lot of makeup.
Well, that'll do it. And good lighting.
Thanks. What do you think this guy does for a living?
Estate agent?
Why? Because he looks trustworthy.
He looks like he could be trustworthy, but there's something there hidden behind the eyes.
What do you think?
Maybe a magician. I mean, it looks like he's hiding something behind that smile.
What do you think this guy does for a job?
Could be a magician. I can imagine him like rolling up his sleeves and doing some card tricks, perhaps. Maybe wearing a hat with a rabbit in it.
Excellent. Thank you. What do you think this man does for a job?
He's a Radio 1 DJ presenter.
Do you know his name?
Chris. Forgotten surname. I just know Chris.
Most people do, yeah. If he wasn't a Radio 1 DJ, what would he be? From that picture.
From that picture. Really weird.
Magician?
Maybe he's one of those creepy magicians at weddings. They have like those weird things and they pull it out the back of your ear and things like that. Just get a bit too close, maybe. Yeah.
Hi, thank you so much. One question. What do you think this guy does for a living?
Is he a former Young Chorister of the Year?
Wow.
Incredible. Yeah. So they agree, out of work magician, that's generally the vibe. The ones that pull coins from behind your ear. I think tomorrow we should take a picture of you out.
Okay,
I think this is fun.
Sarah says, I got engaged last week and can I book Chris to do a magic show at my wedding? Okay. Liam says, you look like a group, the pair of you, that came 8th on the X Factor in 2010.
This is exactly my point, and that's not what you need outside of a nightclub, is it?
It is a bit distinctive ladies, isn't it?
What's that mean?
Well, that just a random group name from X Factor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
2 up, 2 down.
Can't help it, I just...
BBC
Radio 1.
Every week on a Monday on this show, we celebrate the world's most extraordinary people on Ask Me Anything. The kind of person that when you find out who they are and what they do, you want to know more. And we get a chance to ask them literally anything, any question we want. So previously, this person was on.
Hello, I'm Andrea Thompson and I am the world's strongest woman.
Wow.
In the world?
Yes.
Wow. Andrew, I just looked you up. You're dragging a transit van.
There's a transit van. I've also done 2 22-ton lorries side by side for a charity last year, so that was really good fun.
That's mad. Remember, these are all real people. Then we spoke to a professional snail racer.
Is there much doping in the sport?
No, we cleaned that out years ago. We were really lucky. We cleaned that out years ago. We're drug free. We still have vets on around because, I mean, you just need a little bit of specialist help now and again because sometimes you get some broken cells. But no, we used to do random slime sampling. And
so there's no doping in snail racing, guys. Drug free. Now, obviously, they don't tell us who is coming on before, so we don't know. But I'm hearing that this could be the best Ask Me Anything yet.
Oh.
Okay?
Can't wait.
And remember, I know it's April Fool's, which is rubbish, by the way. We'll talk about that later. Remember, these are real people that actually do these things, so I'm excited for this. Just after 2, another Ask Me Anything. Well excited for Ask Me Anything. One of life's extraordinary people coming up. We get to chat to them. Also music from Dave and Marshmallow and Churches. That's a huge record. Here with me. And Calvin Harris on Radio 1 coming up. This is MK.
Coming up tonight.
Go to bed with us.
Melvin, Charlie.
You can expect some big tunes and some laughs.
No holding back.
Yep. Starts tonight
at 9
on BBC Radio 1.
BBC Radio 1. Black is beautiful. Black.
BBC
Radio 1.
Radio 1.
You hate that?
Yeah, it's too much, man.
Calvin Harris and Rag and Bowman, like anything to make the song different. It's been around for ages. That was Giant. Coming up, Loud Luxury with Body. Louis Tomlinson as well playing. 2 of us coming up. Some people are just more special than the rest of us. We shine a light on them every Monday on Ask Me Anything. It's coming up.
This
is
BBC
Radio 1.
Scott Mills.
Babe, make a sign.
That's Loud Luxury.
Radio 1.
Every week on this show, we talk to the extraordinary. The people that stand head and shoulders above the rest of us mere folk on Ask Me Anything. We don't know who they are or what they do before they get through to us. But we're about to speak to someone, and I believe this is an extra extraordinary one today. Extra extraordinary. Hello, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Christine Gray. I'm the owner of Sheath Relief Equine Willy Washing Service. Ask me anything.
Equine willy washing?
Yes.
Horses?
So that's the horses there?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
So, the job, and there's business for this, I just need to check because I've not heard of this one before, and just so we're on the same page here, you wash the willies of horses?
I do, yes.
And what's the demand there then? They can't wash themselves?
No, they can't. And in the wild, they would be serving mares and using it, whereas the way we have them now, they don't do that. And the crud that they get on it is carcinogenic, so it is a good idea to remove it.
Sure. Okay. All right.
How many willies are you washing a day?
It depends on what I'm doing during my day. I can fit 10 to 15 in, or just a couple. Every day is different.
Oh, you're getting through them.
Yeah, I get quite a few, yeah.
And how did you land this job then? So was this a business that you sort of set up and you realised there was a bit of a demand for it?
It started off as an absolute joke. There was no intention of a business. My horse had a swollen sheath and I got the vet out to remove a bean. And then I started doing it for other people and it went from there.
Yeah. Because it's a funny one, right? I once sat down with my careers advisor and we had to have a discussion.
To wash horses.
He never suggested it as an option.
Oh, right.
And that's what I mean. Like, when was the moment you realised that you wanted to be a willy washer?
I don't think I ever realised I wanted to be a willy washer. I think it
found
jumped up and bit me on the bum.
Now, listeners, let's not get this twisted. This is not like washing a normal one. Am I right, Christine?
That's correct, yes.
Now, I've just looked at this. Don't ask me what I Googled. Right. Like, we're talking a foot to a foot and a half long.
Yes,
Aren't we?
quite a handful.
Going back to what you've Googled there, Scott, I don't think you can Google it.
I didn't do it at work. It was on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1.5 feet. Are there any other equine washers in the country?
Yes, we've teamed up together so we can cover the whole country, really.
This is great, and I'll tell you why. Because at the end of the year, around Christmas party time, or let's say you have an end of year awards, we love to go and DJ those types of things.
We
And
could
I'll
come
tell you,
down.
Booking of the Century is the equine willy washing.
I don't want to wash
Christmas
one.
party.
I'm DJ. I won't wash one.
We are planning like a convention as it is.
Oh yeah, put us down for that. I just realised that no one actually asked me to wash one, did they? I just thought that would be part of it, but no, I would just happily DJ or maybe even host.
In terms of the the average sort of job, what are you doing then? Because if it's a very different technique, I imagine. Do you use special equipment or?
I'll have rubber gloves on.
Yeah. Okay.
Me bar of soap, and then I use like a syringe to flush the soap out with.
And when you have said about this job to other people, what's the response it's normally met with?
Oh, they just laugh and think it's a joke and stuff like that.
Also, how do you make money? Like, how do you charge for this?
Is it
We just charge per horse, yeah.
Right.
Is it similar to a car wash in the sense you can get different
It's not quite the scale of a car wash.
Because it's true. If you, the more you pay, the more they do, don't they?
That's what I mean. Like, there's different scales. If you go bronze,
no,
you're getting
we
far
don't
less.
operate that service.
Okay.
No.
I mean, you're not waxing it up for an extra $5.
No, we're not waxing and polishing as well.
Okay.
No.
Well, I think I'm done. And thank you very much. Yeah.
I feel
have
like
you've got more, have you?
I just feel like we're never going to have this opportunity again.
Okay, I've got one. Christine, do they ever get confused as to what you're doing?
Yeah, probably the first time you do them, if they haven't had it touched before, they are a little bit, oh my God. Some of them do get excited and jump up and down off the ground and things.
Okay.
It's amazing to hear a job that I've just never heard anything about.
No.
And I'll tell you what, I'm going to be thinking, well, not like, no. What I mean is it's going to stick with me. Sort of, this is the kind of thing I might bring up in the pub to my friends. That's what I mean. Be thinking about it.
Christine, you are one of life's extraordinary people. Thank you so much for being on Ask Me Anything.
Thank you very much.
BBC.
George Ezra on Radio 1. Hello, Tom in Portsmouth. He says, I only just got the radio on. What was that lady's job? Sounded like I missed something interesting. She washes horses' willies, Tom. That's what she does. Ashley in Bognor Regis says, I was not expecting that. Well, we weren't either, Ashley. But best one yet, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was a classic.
I think we asked all the questions. Dom in Bristol says, as if that's someone's job, complete April Fool and the joke's on you. It's not an April Fool though, because, and I'll tell you why, I've been promised by my excellent production team that it's not. And I hate April Fools.
Yeah, we're not really into it here.
I'm not into it at all.
But incredible to learn a job that just doesn't exist. It just shows you there's options out there, isn't there? You don't even think of.
Oh, and there's more than one. It's not just her. They're all over the UK. Who knew? That's the beauty of this feature, Ask Me Anything. Yeah, I've got some of my favourite rubbish April Fools coming up.
It's been a minute since I called you. For the two of us.
That's Louis Tomlinson, two of us on Radio 1. For people saying it's an April Fool's, the horse lady, you can't do them after midday anyway, can you? And Alex in Durham says, we've had Christine wash some of our horses at work. It's real. Right, April Fool's in 2019 needs to head for the bin, please.
I agree.
I'm claiming it is the worst day all year on social media. There's so many brands trying to be funny or clever and failing quite badly.
Yeah, also, maybe you see something first thing in the morning and it gets you, but then you just know everything else in that day is an attempt at an April Fool's.
However, and this is annoying because I can't bear April Fool's, I did get done by one earlier. Well, I think this is.
Oh, did you?
And I was about to tweet it out and I was about to tell you about it, but I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't because then I looked like an absolute idiot. It's the one, have you seen the one about British Transport Police are now going to fine people £2,000 for certain foods that they bring on the train?
Right.
And I actually went for this. So, eggs are off, fish, fresh and tinned, blue cheese, sausage rolls, any fast food, vegetables, and here's where I should have seen the warning signs, fermented shark. like totally fell for it, and then someone went, yeah, but that's an April Fool. I was like, oh, I was about to tweet that out.
Some of them are a fine line. Like if someone here sent you a ranty email about food in the studio or something like that, you'd assume April Fools.
Yeah.
But actually real.
Can I go through some of the ones today that are not lol?
Go on.
Heinz cream egg mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Phil and Holly are going to the moon on this morning.
Can we ban this at least? If we can't ban April Fool's Day,
it's always about space.
It's the idea of anything, and it's a lazy April Fool's. So it's like this morning, the April Fool's is going to be they're doing it from space. This mooning,
yeah. Always about the moon or space. Like no one's going to fall for that. Really lazy. Sainsbury's having a heart rate monitor on their shopping trolleys.
Yeah.
The album Now That's What I Call Pets.
Yeah.
BBC Sounds having a service for pets.
Is that real?
No. Oh, well,
are you sure?
I mean, I don't know. Milkshake sauce pots at McDonald's to pour over your fries. You know? Can we stop?
I completely agree. I think altogether we could just bin this off.
But then it still does put me on edge. However, can we say next year, can we bin off April Fools? It's a proper
The Radio 1 Indie Show.
We're called Hot Chip. Jack Saunders. I'm giving away a pair of tickets to see Hot Chip live. Listen tonight from 11.
Hot Chip?
April Fools.
That's April Fools.
BBC Radio 1.
Yeah, you.
Every time. Disciples on my mind on BBC Radio 1. Get involved for bangers 03700 100 100. It's 2:30. Here's Newsbeat with Ben Mundy.
Tributes are paid to rapper Nipsey Hussle. Newsbeat. Police is Newsbeat. Back in an hour.
BBC Radio 1.
Hi.
BBC Radio 1. BBC Radio 1.
Question, are Ricky, Melvin and Charlie actually joining Radio 1 or is that a joke as well?
No, that's on. That's tonight. Looking forward to that, actually.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Just speaking to Charlie.
9 PM.
Just speaking to Charlie right now, and she's very excited.
And so she should be.
That's not breaking news or anything. You'd expect that.
Charlie Hedges excited. Breaking news.
News beat.
News. Extreme news beating. Ricky, Melvin and Charlie start tonight on Radio 1. Rob says, you're guilty as well. You say that April Fool should get in the bin. Radio 1 have done some terrible ones in their time. I know. We're not exempt. Someone's just told me about this. I mean, it's expertly made. It's very good. But, bin please.
Ignition sequence start.
Once again, we launch the festival season with a bang. Cue bang. Boom.
Following a tedious BBC brainstorm.
We're now taking the planet's best free festival to somewhere that's out of this world.
BBC Radio 1's big weekend.
Yeah.
The moon.
We're going to the moon. Lift off. Starring a long list of artists with tenuous galactic connections. Plus, Sam Smith.
Hi, this is Sam Smith. I don't really want to go.
Whatever, Sam. Make a space in your diary.
Listen with your ears. Watch through your telescope.
BBC Radio 1's big weekend. The moon.
The only festival where no atmosphere means a good time.
Wow. So everything that we hate about an April Fool's
that happened.
And in space, of course.
This
is
BBC
Radio 1.
Scott Mills.
Hey, Beth in Liverpool.
Hi.
Are you a fan of April Fools?
I am, yeah. I love it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's just me. No, I can't bear.
Are you an April Fool's? I don't even know what I mean by that.
Oh.
Do you know, I don't get the midday rule with April Fools as well. Can someone explain that? Is this some kind of, like, who introduced the midday rule?
It's always been there, though.
But I assume April Fools has a story behind it. Someone was, once pranked on this particular day.
Let me Google that for you. Beth, you're at university studying fashion and textiles, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
I'm really enjoying the course.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, over the weekend, what'd you do?
Not much really, just got up to some work and I was in work myself.
But next weekend, Spain.
Yeah, July.
Oh, July, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, and where's that?
just outside Spenalmadina.
And it's your sister's hen weekend. Yes.
It is. Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Now
Should be
today,
alright.
who do you normally pick on bangers, by the way?
I normally go for Chris.
Cool.
Sorry, Scott.
Sure, that's all right. Okay, today, I've been told, because I don't know what your song is and you don't know what mine is, but I've been told it's an epic battle. So, let's begin. This is my choice today.
I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her.
It's Omi with Cheerleader.
Do you know, my new favourite thing about bangers is that it happens to be just when Grimmy arrives at Radio 1. And so we get the equivalent of an emoji in his face reaction to the songs that are picked.
This one is a... So, yeah, Cheerleader's my one.
Or...
I feel like I'm being judged.
Beth, you can have my choice today, which is this. Just waiting on Grimmy. Oh, it's a sort of shrug.
Doesn't know it.
This is Blink 182, Always.
She's touch and go with Blink 182.
Yeah, it is. He says I've never heard it in my life. Not famous, not to me.
No.
Okay.
I love Cheerleader when it first came out. But now hearing it again, it's like, oh.
Okay. So you're not feeling either of those, really, are you?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
A bit mixed.
What do you think?
Wow. I did really love that song when it first came out.
Which one?
Cheerleader.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna... I'm gonna have to go for that one.
Yes! Oh, you do not want to annoy Blink 182 fans. You do not. Look at some of these texts.
Are they rising up?
They're furious. Furious, Chris. That was Omi and Cheerleader, which is my tune of the week back in the day. Like,
it's a great song,
big.
But the thing is, when it's up against Blink 182, it almost directly makes them rival each other, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I did say it was an epic battle. I thought it was.
One of the greatest battles of our time.
The FA Cup semi-finals.
The noise is quite terrific. Surely the upset cannot happen. Absolutely incredible. They're through to the semi-finals.
The quadruple versus the dream.
What a cup tie.
It's on the line. Manchester City versus Brighton. Saturday at 5:30 on BBC Radio 5 Live, BBC One and BBC iPlayer.
BBC Radio 1. Do you think about us?
Little Mix and the unmistakable rapping of Ty Dolla $ign on Think About Us on BBC Radio 1. The 1975 coming up, and Mark Ronson and Billie Eilish. So last week we were talking about people that listen to Radio 1 at work. And do you know what, Chris? There's a lot of them.
There are, yes.
A lot. Because it's Radio 1, it goes everywhere, all over the UK. It's amazing. And on the internet, around the world. So Freya called up, and she said that quite a lot of people at her workplace were, as she put it, old and boring.
Do you want to give a shout out to any one particular of the old and boring?
Who should we give a shout out? Should we shout out Linda for actually persuading? Yeah, shout out to Linda. Yeah.
Shout out Linda.
Linda, shout out.
Old and boring.
Wow, yep. And that was also very awkward in their office afterwards.
But incredible, right? There's a sort of mark of... it's almost a mark of respect, isn't it? She's still getting the shout-out, Linda.
Yeah.
Just happens she's old and boring.
Yeah.
Well, we were thinking there must be other people in this situation that listen to Radio 1 with old and boring people, and we'd like to know more of you if you'd like to get in touch.
We're doing this, are we?
And you can shout out your favourite OAB, if you like. It's all good.
Are you working with some OABs? Get in touch on 81199.
Radio 1.
Okay, more OABs coming up. Also Philip George, Billie Eilish and now Sia.
BBC Radio 1.
Coming up tonight.
Go to bed with us. Melvin, Charlie.
You can expect some big tunes and some laughs.
No holding back.
Yep. Starts tonight
at 9
on BBC Radio 1.
BBC Radio 1. BBC Radio. This world can Radio 1. Told you not to worry.
We are expecting an official chart actual takeover from Billie Eilish this Friday. The album Prob's going to be number 1, and a lot of the tracks off it I think will hit the singles chart as well. Isla Milo, Billie Eilish on Radio 1.
Pretty little one that I adore.
Scott Mills with music from Youngblood, who was on the show last week, with Halsey coming up. That tune, 11 minutes. Also Dua Lipa and Bring Me the Horizon. So Liv has come to us for help. What's the issue, Liv?
It's a bush trimming issue.
What, you need your bush trimming?
No, it's not for me. It's actually my neighbour that I'm more concerned about.
Now, how big's your neighbour's bush?
Absolutely massive. It's uncontrollable. It's growing at a really rapid pace. I've never seen anything like it.
What's the situation then? Are your neighbours next to me are quite old? Is this like some sort of, I don't know, like 80s looking bush, or is this a...
modern day?
Yeah.
She's not old, but I would describe it as an 80s bush. And she does, yeah, she's a bit of an 80s lady, I guess.
Why have you called us? Why did you... Why out of everyone have you called us? I mean, I'm loving it. I'm here for it, but why?
Because, right, you know the question, who would you have at your table? You guys are the guys who would have at your table, and I think you just give honest answers.
Yeah, but this is more... this is like... But hang on, this is a council issue.
Yeah.
This
Radio
is
1 with all your planning permission needs.
You're calling up with a genuine...
No. It's not, because it's about the etiquette of it as well. Like, do I go to her and do I say, listen up, either you trim your bush or I'll trim it for you? Like, what is the situation?
The situation is...
Whose bush is it, anyway?
It's my neighbour's bush.
Yeah.
But hang on, why is it on your side then?
Overhanging.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's literally grown 1.5 meters horizontal and up my window. She can't even see out of her front window.
It's really bothering you, this, isn't it?
Yes. There's other issues. There's deep-rooted issues.
Well, that's more the problem. So I've been told that the best way to solve this is conversation. So you go and just say, look, it's I can't look out my window. All I'm getting is bush. You know, what can you do about it? But if you're thinking that she's sort of growing her bush in anger as some sort of protest, and just letting this thing grow out and grow out and grow out until you can't take it anymore, then obviously there's kind of very little you can do other than just try and keep whatever bush she does have overhanging into your line of sight.
Yeah, you should chat to her, because if you prune that bush and you haven't told her, I can see that kicking off.
Okay, but do you think this has got anything to do with when I painted my fence and some bit of paint went through to her side?
It could be that petty. It could be that petty, yes.
Things can get really petty with neighbours. What you don't want, though, although I would love it because I sort of like these shows, is Neighbours from War. Neighbours at War. That was it, not from war.
Neighbours from the War. That's your one.
That's a new show. But Neighbours at War is
a good show.
It is a good show,
and you're going to be on it.
Yeah, I worry you might be on.
Yeah, I am.
And it always starts really petty.
Yeah.
But look, do your best to have a conversation. I don't feel we're the most informed. And by the way, double check about all the rules around the kind of trimming bush, because that's as
we're
far
not
as
the
I
council,
know. Yeah,
but that's what we think. And I hope we've helped.
Yeah, you've definitely helped. I'm going to ask her politely, trim your bush, or I will do it.
This week, we're putting our new recruits to the ultimate test.
Ricky, Melvin,
and Charlie
versus the highest ever scorer on yesterday's quiz.
It's Georgia. I'm keen to take down Ricky, Melvin and Charlie.
Listen tomorrow morning from 7:15. Radio 1 Breakfast.
With Greg James.
BBC
Radio 1.
I'm 11 minutes away.
Oh, poor Liv. See, this is what I find amazing about Radio 1 and the power of it. People are like, there's a massive bush outside my house. Can you help? We're the first people they come to, you know?
Yeah, it's great.
Thanks, Liv. Anything else? Any other queries? What day your bins get put out or something? Email scott.mills@bbc.co.uk. Poor Liv, though. Massive bush outside her house. It's like the 70s out there. Some people are saying, including Jamie from Salisbury, you can trim her bush, but you have to give the hangings, the clippings back to them.
But that's wonderful, isn't it? So trim it right down, pack it all into bags, then go and knock on the door and say, here's your bush.
Hello, neighbour. Here's the clippings.
Some people are a lot like clouds, you know, 'cause life's so much brighter when they go.
Bring Me the Horizon, Medicine on BBC Radio 1. I'm Scott Mills. You know our listener Nicole from Pontypridd, one of our favourites. She has a list of celebrities she would love to interview. Last time on Nicole Meets, she got to interview the celebrity that is number one on her list, her complete idol, Eamon Holmes.
Nicole, good afternoon to you.
I feel like I'm going to cry.
I mean, what a reaction.
But what I love about that is she knew she was going to be interviewing him for a couple of days.
Just set her off.
The excitement.
So excited. Number 2 on her list of people that she would love to speak to is Deborah Meaden. We need to call Nicole soon and tell her that it could be this week. Well, it will be this week. This is Jay Bird on Radio 1.
Oh, now, my motto. That's my motto.
Nice. That's Jay Bird and my motto on Radio 1.
BBC Radio 1. BBC Radio 1. Talking in my...
Dua Lipa, one of our favourite listeners, Nicole, coming up. Also, Jonas Blue, Vampire Weekend and the Amazons playing next. It's 3:30. Here's Ben Mundy.
MPs are going to take a look at Brexit again. Newsbeat. I'll be back in an hour.
1. BBC Radio 1. BBC Radio 1. This is BBC Radio 1. Radio 1.
As you know, this show completely runs on your stories, so get in touch with us anytime, like Liv did with her troubling issue of her bush earlier. We were the first people that she came to. Something troubling you, something you feel you need to share with the UK, email me, scott.mills@bbc.co.uk. Don't forget, brand new to Radio 1 tonight, 9 p.m, Ricky, Melvin and Charlie. Vampire Weekend and Harmony Hall.
Scott Mills. I take the shot. Send up our direction.
Sean Paul, Stefflon Don, Shot and Wine on Radio 1. Ariana Grande coming up, and an absolute classic from Basement Jaxx. For some people, she is the highlight of their actual week. Let's speak to one of our fave listeners, Nicole from Pontypridd. Hey, good weekend?
Yeah, good to say that.
You alright? You sound rough as.
Yeah, but I'm not as hungover as I was this morning.
Right. So what happened?
I just went out.
Where'd you go?
Spoons.
Spoons. Always spoons. Silly question.
Well, they really do get your business, don't they?
Yeah. The bouncers know who I am now as well.
What, off the radio?
I go back. No, because I go back and forth all the time, and I fancy one of them.
You fancy one of the bouncers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what the rules are there.
He's too old for me,
Okay, but you fancy him?
Yeah. He's really nice. Like, I fancied him for a long time, but the other day, like, I had the confidence to speak to him, and he told me he had a missus.
Oh my god.
I know.
It's got problems written all over it, hasn't it?
It really has. Were you out last night in Spoons?
No, Saturday.
But you still felt rough this morning?
Yeah. I got back at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Stayed over with my friends, and then woke up like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Went home, had a row with my mother.
Oh, you're not gonna have a row with your mum.
No, I didn't. No, I can't tell her.
Okay. You say you got back at 5 a.m, so you went to Spoons. That was only till what, like 1, 2 in the morning? Where'd you go after?
Well, Spoons finishes at 2 or 2:30. And then for a good 2 hours, you're looking for a lift home.
You really are. So 5.
Yeah, we had a minibus home, man. Like, everyone was in a minibus.
Everyone gets a minibus in Wales.
Yeah, kebab and minibus.
Yeah. It's a standard night out, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Nicole, I hope you're ready, because tomorrow at 3 p.m, you're going to be interviewing Deborah Meaden, your second favourite celebrity in the whole world.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Yeah. Oh, amazing, yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to perk up a little bit, to be honest. Like, this is a big interview. You don't want to do these things if you're feeling slightly ropey.
Well, I'm having my Subway now, right? I'll have have some food in me and I'll be fine, I promise.
Okay. Have you gone for foot long?
No, I didn't, because I know I wouldn't finish it.
Just the 6, though, is it?
So I had the 6-inch. Yeah.
It does feel they need a middle ground with those sandwiches, isn't it?
I agree.
6-inch is not enough, but foot long, especially with meatballs, is just like, it's too much.
It's too much.
I gotta be in the mood to have a foot long.
Yeah.
You know?
They should offer sort of an 8-inch option.
I gotta be in that type of mood, I know.
You definitely have, but 6 inches, never enough.
No.
No, I know. But I didn't have enough money to have crisps and a cookie.
Exactly. I feel it. I feel you. Have you got any idea of questions yet?
Yeah.
You have got some, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, wicked. Well, listen, the big interview will happen tomorrow, 3 p.m. Thanks, Nicole.
It's okay, Scott.
Check.
One. Ricky, Melvin, and Charlie.
Never been here before.
You don't say.
I think you was here before and then they fired you.
We've got the biggest tunes for you guys.
Bossy. And we'll be stitching each other up with loads of laughs.
We're here until 11, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that a question?
It's late night, so it's good to be rude.
So I can say what I want.
Yep. What about? No!
And yes, we come with a language warning.
Get up with Greg. Go home with Grimmy.
Go to bed with Ricky, Melvin, and Charlie.
Starts tonight
at 9 p.m.
on BBC Radio 1 and BBC Sounds.
1 BBC. 1.
Remember that guy Dean Lewis, the Australian guy who had that song Be Alright? He's got something new, it's called Stay Awake, it's on Radio 1. That's Dean Lewis and Stay Awake. Grimmy's coming up. Try this.
Scott Mills.
The one.
For skiving off.
BBC.
Radio 1.
BBC.
Radio 1.
BBC Radio 1.
Thanks to Ben Mundy for some extreme news beating and Adele Roberts sounding fire today. I'm Scott Mills. This is my friend and colleague Chris Stark.
All right.
Formal.
That was really formal for you.
And we're on till 4 with Medusa, last week's tune of the week. And flying up the official chart, Piece of Your Heart after Beyonce.
Found the...
So good. Medusa, Good Boys, Piece of Your Heart on BBC Radio 1. Are you loving that? Let me know. I've got Vice, Feel My Needs coming up. Also, brand new Ariana, which dropped last night. She just, pops them out, doesn't she? So here's another one, and another one, and another one. Also, Camila Cabello. Today is the day where one of our fave listeners, Nicole from Pontypridd, interviews her second favourite celeb of all time on her list. Already, we've had her speak to her number one idol, which is Eamon Holmes. Out of everyone in the whole world.
It's incredible, isn't it, that her list contains these people that you just wouldn't expect. Today's one's going to be special, though, I think.
Yeah. So, Nicole meets at 3 p.m. Deborah Meaden off of Dragon's Den, her second fave.
Scott Mills.
Radio 1.
There's someone said
you don't need a TV license if you're a student, right? Spoiler alert! If you watch or download BBC programmes on iPlayer or watch any live TV on any device, you need to be covered by a TV licence. Know the facts. Check if you need one. Visit tvl.co.uk/uni.
BBC Radio 1.
Vice, Feel My Needs on Radio 1. Camila Cabello coming up, and Jonas Brothers. You know, we're trying to get everyone to listen to Radio 1 at work at the moment, but sometimes there are some stragglers because old and boring.
It's tricky when you're in an office, isn't it? Because you might be loving Radio 1, but then maybe some of the older people might not be. We called these people... Actually, we didn't do it. Someone else did it. Someone who called in described them as old and boring. OABs.
Gav, which OAB do you want to shout out in your office?
It's Simon. So boring.
Tell me about Simon.
He turns the radio off every time he walks past it. And also, he's had peanut butter sandwiches every day for 45 years. He won't change.
That's not good.
That's not good, is it?
Nah.
When he walks past the radio...
Trying to offer him a bit of ham and he doesn't like it.
This is great. So he walks past the radio and just every time, just off.
Pretty much every time, yeah, he'll turn it off. He hates noise.
Right.
No noise.
He has no right, surely, to do that.
Grumpy old man, isn't he? He does what he likes.
Does what he wants.
Do you ever have a word?
I'll tell him, but he doesn't listen.
Do you think this shout-out on Radio 1 might help to keep it on?
Yeah. It's. I think he'll be pleased to know that he's on radio.
Yeah.
No, he's going to hate it, actually. He's going to hate it.
There's an element of routine that I quite respect about the guy, to be fair. He likes what he likes.
He likes what he likes. He likes peace and quiet. He likes peanut butter.
Same sandwiches, yeah.
BBC Radio 1. I'm a sucker for you.
Jonas Brothers, Sucker on BBC Radio 1. It's not all of them, but some people are just old and boring and they stop your fun because they don't want to listen to Radio 1. Isaac, who's the OAB in your office?
Basically at work, we have two separate offices and I'm like in my own office by myself. I've always got Radio 1 on my little computer because the other guys, they've Heart FM on nothing and I really hate it, so I'm always in there by myself.
So you're like a lone ranger, a lone Radio 1 ranger?
I am, yeah, I always listen to you guys, yeah. None of them like football either, so it's a bit of a nightmare.
Some old people just hate Radio 1. It can't be helped.
Yeah.
It's a bit like, you know, those things that they put outside shops. This is a real hoe. But outside newsagents, they'd put the this like high-pitched noise that only young people could hear.
When?
To try and like drive them away. It's back when Asbos were a thing.
Yeah, literally.
Sometimes Radio 1 can have that effect, I feel.
This is really funny. I saw a sign in a newsagent literally 2 days ago. One child at a time, please. Oh, that's still on.
That really used to be a thing. There's one in Watford, actually, that still has that sign up. 2 school children at a time, please. It's so that they can watch you as you go round, because obviously everyone is on the rob.
Someone's just told me, did they not play classical music in McDonald's as well for a while?
That was an attempt. This was my favourite deterrent to stop any young people. Apparently, what you needed to do was play classical music, because for young people that was just, it burnt their ears.
Right. But for you, Heart FM is that noise, right?
Yeah, literally, yeah. So,
awful.
Yeah, but I've got my one OAB is Susan. She's a bit of a legend. She's like my mum in the office, pretty much.
Okay. Does she like Radio 1?
Yes. She knows who you are.
Yeah, mums of the office will know Scott Mills. It's like, you'll say, I like Radio 1. Who you listen to? Scott Mills? Oh, yeah, he was on Strictly, wasn't he?
Yesterday she brought me in a few little Easter eggs.
Oh, shout out to Susan OAB there.
BBC Radio 1.
BBC Radio 1.
Camila Cabello, Young Thug, Havana on BBC Radio 1. I've got Amazons coming up and Drake and Wilkinson. Classical music is still on.
Really?
So, Mark, delivering in Gosport, says there is a 24-hour MacD's near Southampton. Still plays classical music overnight, particularly at weekends, because like the young kids just don't like it. It drives them out of the store.
If anything, it would make me hang around a bit longer. Just quite nice hearing the music, isn't it?
Lucy's got personal experience. She says, can I just say, classical music at McDonald's does nothing to deter teenagers. All it achieves is driving the staff crazy and making us feel really sleepy when we're on night shifts. Speaking from experience there. Okay, it's 1:30 on Radio 1, and here's Newsbeat with Duncan Middleton.
A fifth person is stabbed in the same part of London.
Newsbeat.
This is Newsbeat, back at 2:30.
BBC Radio 1.
BBC Radio 1. I've been
Afternoon, Sarah. Sarah's on her own at work in Oxford. The only thing that's getting her through her work day is the fact that Nicole, our listener from Pontypridd, is going to be on interviewing one of her absolute faves at 3 p.m. Number 1 on the bucket list, Eamon Holmes, Tick. Number 2, Deborah Meaden, 3 p.m. Billie Eilish coming up, and new Ariana Grande, that's Wilkinson on Radio 1. Yesterday on the show, there was a meltdown. It was Chris.
The pictures that we use when we're DJing, you look... I'm going to be honest here, you look ridiculous.
Right, well, so do you.
You look like an undertaker.
Yeah.
Last week, I was DJing at a club in Lincoln, but the picture that goes along with it is I'm embarrassed that that's my face. And I'm not saying I'm good looking, but I'm better than that.
And it went on and on and on.
I don't know how this has happened, but this one picture that we got done, it was when we were together, you persuaded me to get a photo taken, is now used on adverts for any nightclub. We look like, and I'd like to use different words, a pair of cactuses.
Yeah.
I look like an out-of-work magician.
Yes.
That's the vibe I'm getting with it, with my Lego hair.
Right.
And a sort of smirk on me.
Yeah. Well, that's because you don't open your mouth and you smile. Are you feeling better today? Have you had a nap?
Yeah. Yeah, I had the right chocolate bar and I feel a bit better now.
Right. It is true, though. We don't really look like us.
We look awful. I think what happens is, say, nightclubs book us. They go, Scott and Chris, Radio 1, that'd be all right. Then book us, and then they get sent these pictures, and they only know what we sound like from the radio as Radio 1, and they're like, we can't do that.
I'm just imagining them getting an email and be like, oh yeah, we listened to them in the office. Yeah. Ooh, is that them?
I was not expecting that. Fit on the phone. I'm not saying we're good looking, right? But we need to at least look better on the pictures.
Yeah.
Even if in real life it's, we're not all that. The pictures should look amazing. We should look like good DJs. It's quite the opposite.
Yeah. Like your photo with the Lego hair and your mouth closed. Like if people didn't know what you did, what do you think they would say?
I can't say on radio.
Oh.
It's like, this is what I mean. It's like, even I want to punch that person.
Right. Oh, really?
It's just
that
like,
much?
it's just... Yeah. So you then took it upon yourself to go do some market research. You took a picture of me out, that particular picture, and got people to say the first thing they thought of, job-wise, when they saw the pic.
Yeah, the very same picture you were talking about, I just went out to the streets with my clipboard and opened it and showed them, and this is what they said.
Like a Hollyoaks actor, like a headshot trying to be an actor.
Estate agent?
I think it'd be good advertising facial cream.
Why?
It's got great skin.
Is he a former Young Chorister of the Year?
Could be a magician. I can imagine him like rolling up his sleeves and doing some card tricks, perhaps.
He's a Radio 1 DJ presenter.
Do you know his name?
Chris... forgotten surname. I just know Chris.
Most people do, yeah. If he wasn't a Radio 1 DJ, what would he be? Magician?
Yeah, maybe one of those creepy ones you get at weddings.
Yeah, magician came up a lot.
And I agree with that. Point proven. So I've been out with the picture of you. You know, the one that we use for gigs. The one where you look embalmed.
But he's dead. I do look a bit waxy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost taxidermy. Anyway, that's the picture that we've gone out with. And we use it for gigs. I don't think it's the right look for Radio 1 DJ. So I went out and I've got the results of what people think you might do as a job.
Right,
if you weren't doing this. Or if they saw that poster outside a nightclub. The results of it are up next.
Oh my gosh, Mama, we made it!
This is literally the dream. Ricky, Melvin, Charlie.
Tonight is an old school tune face-off between us. We survived show 1.
Yes.
Can we pull it off again?
Catch you at 9 p.m.
On BBC Radio 1.
BBC
Radio 1.
And we all fall asleep. Where do we go?
New Ariana Grande dropped last night. Just pops them out. And it's an ode to everyone's favourite board game that's coming up. That's Billie Eilish and Bury a Friend.
So we've got pictures that are used to advertise gigs that me and Scott will be DJing at. I think they're dreadful. So yesterday you went out... I'm being honest. Yesterday you went out with the picture of me look a bit like a magician, and most people did say I look like a magician. Today I went out with a picture of you. You know the one that makes you look like a Louis II Swords waxwork.
Oh, sure, yeah. Not even Madame.
No,
Louis II Swords Blackpool.
Definitely not Madame.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get people's opinions on it, and they were very wide-ranging.
All right,
Ready
let's
to
hear
them?
Let's hear it then.
If you were to say what this man does as a living, what would you say?
I'd say it's an aging boy band star.
Ex-boy band.
Yeah, I'm thinking Boyzone.
Is there a job that you can imagine this guy doing?
Flight attendant.
He sells houses. He's like a property seller. Do you a bit of a dodgy deal? That's what he looks like, yeah.
You're saying he looks untrustworthy?
I think you've smashed it on the head there. Yeah, definitely.
Do you know who this man is?
Haven't got a clue. Sorry, that's really embarrassing.
I think he looks like a children's entertainer. But I can very clearly imagine him sort of on one of those children's programs with 10 infants crawling around and him being quite comfortable with that. That's a high compliment as well.
I need to show you a picture of someone. Do you recognise this man?
Yeah, who's this handsome fella?
You can be honest.
That's Scott Mills.
Yeah, you're right. But if it wasn't Scott Mills, what job do you think he would do?
A waiter, right? He does have a waiter haircut, right? He's got the hair of a waiter. No offence to waiters or anything. I mean, it's an alright trim.
Are we talking high-end restaurant waiter or like local caff?
I feel like if Greg's had waiters, that's where he'd work.
Great. Well, yeah, that's really made me feel good.
All right, point proven with the pictures now.
Okay.
Agreed, we're going to switch them up.
All right, then. I'll send an email and get some done.
Scott Mills.
Radio 1. Ariana Grande. New collab. That's Ariana Grande and Victoria Monet with Monopoly. So she's been working with Ariana since My Everything in 2014 as like a songwriter and vocal producer and her mate on tour. And that's just them blatantly flaunting their recent success in that track.
She's really squeezing them out on the regular now. It's quite impressive.
I mean, it's incredible. Ariana Grande, Victoria Monet, Monopoly on Radio 1.
The concept of Greg's having waiters is a brilliant one. Lots of people liking that. It's the perfect analogy for how you look like in that picture. If Greg's had waiters.
Thanks.
But it's really got me thinking though. Just imagine that.
Table service. Oh.
Scott Mills.
Mumford & Sons, Beloved on BBC Radio 1. Hello, Hannah, who's in Bristol listening to Radio 1 at work. She doesn't every day, though, because there's office rules. So on a Tuesday and a Thursday, she's allowed to listen to us. So today is one of the days. That's because Maureen, the older lady in the office, prefers Radio 2.
Wisen up, Maureen.
Come on, Maureen. One more day. That's all we want. Reminds me of one of my favourite quotes from Peep Show.
It's the journey of life, like Radio 1, Radio 2, Classic FM, Heart, Magic, Dead.
Right, coming up. Funny. Wow. Coming up, funny business. We just call companies with lol names.
Hey, you're through to Growlers?
Sorry, say that again. I think I misheard you.
Hello, you are through to Growlers.
Growlers.
Growlers, yeah.
So that was when you called Growlers, and then I called this company.
Good afternoon, Paul Cook and Bits.
I'm sorry, who's that?
Paul Cook and Bits.
What is it? Ball, cock and bits?
Ball cock and bits.
All right, sorry. No. No, but angry on the third attempt.
There's loads of these businesses. It's one of my favourite things that we do.
Coming up in 10 minutes.
This
is
BBC
Radio 1.
Scott Mills. One.
BBC Radio
1.
I'm so tired. One.
BBC Radio 1.
When I make a meal.
Tune of the week, which is new. Zara Larsson, which dropped last Friday, is coming up. One of our fave listeners, Nicole from Pontypridd, meets her second favourite celeb of all time, Deborah Meaden. The interview happened at 3 p.m. Bangers at 2:40 and funny business next after Panic at the Disco.
All my life been hustling and
Scott Mills. 1.
still so good. Years and Years King. I've got Post Malone, George Ezra, and Tune of the Week, Zara Larsson, coming up.
Radio 1.
Tuesdays we do funny business. Okay, me first, is it?
Yeah, it's going to be you first. I'm going to jazz it up a little bit. You're going international, mate.
And who's paying for this call?
I don't know, actually. But this is what we need. I think we need more international ones anyway, because then it's more options, isn't it?
Sure is. Okay, so you're connecting me to somewhere that's not UK. Okay.
Yeah, remember the rules. Can't laugh.
Yeah, okay. It's a business with a funny name. Nothing to see here. It's good when we do international ones because it obviously spreads the net further.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Here we go.
Okay.
Good morning. Skinny Dick's halfway in. How can I help? Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Are you a hotel?
Yeah, we're a hotel and a bar.
And where's that?
Up in Alaska.
In Alaska. Wow. I'm calling from the UK. I just wanted to check the name.
Wow.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to check the name of your place again in full.
Skinny Dick's halfway in.
Halfway in.
Yeah.
Why is it halfway in?
Because it's between two towns, kind of in the middle of nowhere. So it's halfway between a town called Fairbanks and a town called Nenana in Alaska.
Oh, of course, between two towns. That makes sense. Skinny Dick's halfway in.
Yeah, and halfway between two towns.
It's a great name.
Oh, thanks.
Who's Skinny and who's Dick?
Skinny Dick, he was our founder. He was a guy who purchased a sawmill back in about 1981, and then he decided he was going to have fun with it, and he changed the name over to Skinny Dick's Halfway In, kind of name it after himself.
And what was his actual name? Thin Richard?
Yeah, his real name was Richard Highland.
Right, and he was thin, yeah. Cool. Well, next time I'm in Alaska, then I'm going to check you out.
You need to swing by, yeah, you'd like it. It's a good place.
Okay. Thanks very much, Skinny Dick.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, just gone. Yeah, gone.
Gone.
Just got to swing by. I like that for them.
See, it's great when they're international because it opens up a whole new load of places.
I love the way you said the name at the start of it. It was very matter of fact.
Yeah. Okay, I got one for you.
Yeah, is mine international as well then? We're doing it a bit. No. Oh, what a shame.
No, just me today. International. Thank you.
Okay.
Here we go.
You're going to right. You ready to connect me?
I'm connecting you.
Cycles Cockermouth.
Hello. Hello. Sorry, who am I speaking to?
You speak to Adam. How can I help you?
Oh, hi, Adam. Yeah, I'm calling from the UK. I just want to check the name of your business. What's it called again?
Yeah, it's 4-Play Cycles with a number 4.
4-Play Cycles.
That's right.
And you're a bike shop, right?
We are indeed a bike shop.
Oh, I thought so. Well, yeah, I'm calling from the UK. Your bike shop's quite famous.
Okay. That's nice to know that we're quite famous.
Oh, you're in the UK as well. Sorry, we've just done... Sorry. This takes some explaining. I'll be honest with you, Adam. I work on Radio 1 and we're calling around places that have quite funny names.
Okay, you've called the right place then by the sound of it.
And because you're 4-Play Cycles, my friend Scott Mills here, who's on the phone as well, thought he'd connect me to you. The only thing is, Scott Mills just got through to this place in Alaska. So I thought you might have been abroad too. I just had a stupid moment.
No, very much UK.
Hello, I'm calling from the UK.
Yeah, sorry. So what town are you from?
So we're in Cockermouth.
Of course you are.
Which is in the lovely place of Cumbria.
It's lovely there, yeah. I love Cockermouth.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yes, it's wonderful.
All right then. Well, business good today?
Yeah, it's very brisk today. Yes, absolutely. It's not raining in Cumbria, so yeah, we are making hay.
All right.
It,
well, I hope you
go flog those bikes.
I hope you enjoyed our call from the UK.
Cheers, guys. Thank you so much.
Legend. Enjoy the UK. Bye then. Oh, I screwed up there. Sorry, I wasn't thinking, and then just suddenly got through, and I'm still still thinking about Skinny Dicks.
I'm calling from the UK.
I'm calling from this place called the UK. Is that exciting for you? How patronising.
Scott Mills, Radio 1.
Tune of the week is Zara Larsson. Zara Larsson, Don't Worry About Me. Tune of the week on BBC Radio 1 from the UK.
It's pathetic, isn't it? I just wasn't concentrating. You know, we have a stupid moment.
Yeah.
How must that have sounded to him? Hello.
Hello
I'm
there.
from the UK.
Paul says, absolutely howling with laughter. Spat my pot noodle out when this happened.
You speak to Adam. How can I help you?
Oh, hi, Adam. Yeah, I'm calling from the UK. I just want to check the name of your business. What's it called again?
Yeah, it's 4 Play Cycles.
You can also blatantly Cumbrian accent.
Can we do this with all phone calls from now on? If you're calling anyone today, if you're in an office and you need to call someone, business call, whatever, please introduce your phone call by saying that you're calling from the UK.
With the number 4.
4 Play Cycles.
That's right.
And you're a bike shop, right?
We are indeed a bike shop.
Oh, I thought so. Well, yeah, I'm calling from the UK. Your bike shop's quite famous.
Okay.
Hello.
Nice to know that we're quite famous.
Oh, you're in the UK as well. Sorry, we just done that.
Oh, wow.
Rubbish.
It gets worse every time you hear it.
BBC Radio 1, the one for dance.
One at Radio 1.
You're never far from the best dance music on the planet.
We've got
Mr. Jam,
Paul Wilford,
Benji B,
Diplo and Friends.
yeah, Annie Mac,
Danny Howard, Pete Tong,
Toddler T,
Radio 1's Essential Mix,
Radio 1's Residency.
and many more.
and tonight,
The biggest bass bangers.
Next on
Get Annie Nightingale presents from 1am.
Radio
1.
Post Malone, Sunflower on Radio 1. I've got Katy Perry coming up. This is George Ezra. Bangers at 2:40. George Ezra, Pretty Shining People on BBC Radio 1. MK and Becky Hill coming up. And Pink. And Nicole, our listener, meets her second, not first, but second favourite person, celeb-wise, in the whole world. Because she loves Dragon's Den. Nicole, our listener from Pontypridd, really, after our Eamon Holmes chat, wants to interview Deborah Meaden. We're making it happen for her in about half an hour from now.
It's your favourite song.
Radio 1.
BBC Radio 1. To the rhythm.
Katy Perry! And now is the time to call for bangers. 03700 100 100. It's 2:30. Here's Ben Mundy.
A fifth person is stabbed in the same part of London. Newsbeat. Police. This is Newsbeat. Back in an hour.
BBC Radio
1.
Something in the outside.
BBC Radio 1.
BBC Radio 1. Sipping on straight chlorine.
21 Pilots and Chlorine.
This
is
BBC
Radio 1.
Scott Mills.
Stephen, you're on bangers.
Oi, oi.
Oi, oi. You're in Lincoln.
I am.
Tell me more. What's going on today? What are you doing?
It's miserable day. I've just drove back from Scarborough, just delivered some beer, and I'm on my way back.
You're a beer deliverer, are you?
I am.
And are you calling from the UK?
I am.
Did you hear that earlier? It went a bit wrong on Funny Business. Chris just wasn't concentrating. We had called someone in Cockermouth, which is clearly in Cumbria, but because mine was because mine was an international call on Funny Business, he thought his was as well. Really not.
It's great though because we're getting loads of messages from people now, like Stu in Bournemouth. Hello, I'm texting you from the UK.
Yeah,
just to say great show.
Dean from London. Hello, I'm listening in from the UK. You're quite famous here. If you're happy to dial an international number, hit me up. That's Dean from London in the UK. All right, Stephen, who do you normally pick on bangers?
I am a fan of Chris.
Great. Fine. Okay, all right, here's what I've got for you today. Unusual from me, but I'm trying to switch it up. Sum 41, Fat Lip.
Absolute banger.
It's good, right? Our producer's accusing me of catfishing.
It is a bit. It is a bit catfishy, isn't it? A couple of songs that have popped out that you'd normally expect to be me.
Yeah.
But there you go.
That's my choice.
I take it as a compliment. Alright, that is a banger, to be fair. We can have my choice A, which is this. It's another song from straight out my mum's Corsa. Back in the day. Window down. Sort of driving between, I like to imagine, between Northwood and Rickmansworth at this point.
Lovely.
On that sort of quite long road down there with Cameron, Hey Ma, loud out the window.
Okay.
Toughy.
Yeah.
But it hasn't pulled it out of the bag for me. Scott, you're the winner.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I needed that win. Really needed that.
Great song. Massive banger, that.
Thank you. That was Sum 41. Today's winner.
Coming up tomorrow
on Radio 1 Breakfast with Greg James.
I'm going to ask a question. Just say the first thing that comes into your head.
We return to Fake Britain.
Make up the name of an imaginary pub. Go.
The Snooty Owl.
Listen tomorrow morning from 8. The UK's official
number 1.
Hello, it's Lewis Capaldi.
The official chart.
With Scott Mills.
This is the UK's official number 1. Find out if I can stay there. Friday from 4. I'm going love.
Lewis Capaldi, Someone You Loved. Another one at number 1 this week, maybe.
Incredible, isn't it?
Right, it's a phenomenon. Friday from 4.
It's not a one-off.
It feels not. Do you think he's too big for us now?
No.
Better not forget us.
No. I saw something, I think it was on his Instagram or an interview or something, and he was talking all about us, saying that was the moment where it really started sort of popping off.
Yes.
Good man.
Coming up, I've got Sigrid, I've got Zed, and Ellie Goulding as well. So you know a listener, Nicole from Pontypridd, she just randomly appeared on the show one day, and then she told us the story that she'd never been abroad before, she'd never been on a plane, and she went on a trip with her then boyfriend to Amsterdam, do you remember? Last year.
That's right, she was on Bangers originally, I think.
That's right. And she now is kind of a regular caller on the show, and you lot love her. We love her. And she's got a bucket list of celebrities that she really wants to interview. Number 1 on the list, we've already made happen, Eamon Holmes. And number 2 on her all-time list of faves is Deborah Meaden, because she absolutely loves Dragon's Den. So yesterday, when we spoke to Nicole, she talked us through how she's getting ready to interview Deborah. You're going to be interviewing Deborah Meaden, your second favourite celebrity in the whole world.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Yeah. Oh, amazing, yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to perk up a little bit, to be honest. Like, this is a big interview. You don't want to do these things if you're feeling slightly ropey.
Well, I'm having my Subway now, right? I'll have have some food in me and I'll be fine, I promise.
Okay. Have you gone for foot long?
No, I didn't, because I know I wouldn't finish it.
Okay, so she's got some questions for Deborah that's coming up. This is Still Bangles.
Scott Mills. BBC.
Radio 1. Looking eager.
Hey, Lucy in Cambridge. She works in a shared office, trying to get like the whole of the UK to listen to Radio 1 at work. She says the radio is mine and it's on my desk, and OBS, Radio 1 is my station of choice. Although sometimes, like today, my colleagues are making me listen to the Greatest Showman soundtrack. Get that off immediately and put Radio 1 back on. Lucy is listening on her headphones at the moment. Get that office radio back on. The next in the series of Nicole Meets in the next 10 minutes. Today with Deborah Meaden.
BBC.
Radio 1.
BBC. Radio 1.
Radio 1.
Oh, people are getting impatient for Nicole. Jason's like, it's 3 o'clock. Where is she? Got a couple of songs, and then Nicole meets Deborah Meaden. So impatient sometimes, you know?
It's as simple as that, though. I'm so excited.
Same. Ellie Goulding coming up. This is Wiley, Stefflon Don, and some others.
Bossy. Scott Mills. BBC
Radio 1.
I'm Scott Mills, this is Radio 1. Music from Dave coming up, and Mabel. That was Ellie Goulding. Hello, Nicole.
Hello.
Okay, so the moment's arrived. You're about to talk to your second favourite celeb in the whole world.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
And who is that person?
Deborah Meaden.
Why do you love her so much?
Because I love Dragon's Den.
Don't be nervous, because she's she's a massive friend of the show. She's actually really nice behind that hard exterior.
I have even thought that I would anger her when I called her Mrs. Mead. I always used to call her Mrs. Mead and thought that would wind her up. And even that didn't sort of make her too angry. So you'll struggle, but then I would say that puts the pressure on slightly as well, Scott, in that you don't want to upset a nice person, do you?
Yeah, no, you don't.
Honestly, I've never been so quiet in my life. I'm really nervous.
What, more nervous than Eamon?
Yeah.
I promise you, she'll be lovely.
Okay.
All right?
We're with you.
Okay.
You're going to be in charge of this, though. This is your bit on the show. It's your interview, okay?
But if you need us to step in, we will happily do that.
Okay. As long as you're there.
Oh, we're always here. All right, Nicole, I'll be with you next.
BBC Radio 1.
Florence and the Machine on Radio 1. That is Patricia.
Radio 1.
You're right, Nicole.
My heart's going. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
Heart. Okay, cool. All right. Well, listen. Like I said, she's a friend of the show, so there's absolutely nothing to worry about. It's Deborah Meaden, your second favourite person on your list.
Oh, my God.
Hold the line, I'm connecting you now.
Just imagine you're in Spoons, okay?
Right. With
Deborah Meaden.
With Deborah Meaden. Nicole, meet Deborah.
Hello.
Hello, Nicole. Hi, Deborah here.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Been enjoying the sunshine.
Oh my God! I feel like crying. I've actually like got tears in my eyes. It's so high.
Can you breathe? Breathe and speak. There we are.
I can breathe. It's just like I watch Dragon's Den all the time, and I can't believe I'm speaking to you. I'm shaking.
Well, you see, I'm not actually a real dragon, Nicole. It's okay. I'm just a person enjoying the sunshine and stroking a cat at the moment. So there we are. Imagine that.
Is it sunny by you?
It's lovely. Yeah.
It's lovely. Yeah.
Why? Where are you? You're in Wales.
Yeah.
Which part of Wales?
South Wales. Sorry,
Wales.
I can't even think. Honestly, I don't even know where I'm from.
See, Nicole, I told you that Deborah was nice, didn't I?
She's lovely. She is lovely.
Right, good. See, so that's all that out the way. So now, Nicole, please, your questions for Deborah.
Okay. Deborah, what dragon do you feel most competitive with?
Oh, gosh, do you know, I've never been asked that before, Nicole. That's a really good question. It depends. It's usually the dragon that is trying to go for the investment that I want. So it changes all of the time. And sometimes Peter's my best friend, and then sometimes he's my biggest competitor. So I think it changes all the time.
I was going to say Peter, see? I don't know why.
Oh, well, Peter and I get on really, really well. We've got a lot of investments together. So sometimes we're not at all competitive. Kind of, we go in together. But then other times when I really want something and he really wants it, we get very competitive.
Okay, the second question is, what goes on behind the scenes? Like, for example, like with camera crew and stuff. Because I always wonder, what goes behind it, like how many people are behind the camera. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. So there's a lot of researchers. So you can imagine they've got to speak to all of the investments to make sure that they're proper businesses. So there's about 25 researchers looking at the businesses. And then they tend to look after the entrepreneurs. We don't see the entrepreneurs at all. We know nothing about those businesses until they come into the den. And so we literally sit in our chairs in the den, and there are 5 cameras, and we get no direction at all. The entrepreneurs come in, and we just do our thing, but we don't have earpieces, we don't have direction. We literally it's just business.
I've always wondered, like, that is an actual question I've always wanted to ask, because I genuinely wanted to know, but thank you for answering that.
Nicole? Go on.
I want to ask one question I bet every single person who watches Dragon's Den wants to ask you.
Go on then.
Why is there money on the table?
I was going to say this.
Is it real money?
Is it real?
Why is it on the table and how much is on the table?
Well, so some of it's real. The top one's real. But it used to be real. So we had once it turned up with security once. We were doing an advert and it was all real. It turned up with security, and I actually did say, which one of us dragons do you think they think is going to steal that money? But no, so it isn't. And I don't know why it's there. It's always been there. You know, it's a really good question. It's just part of Dragon's Den, isn't it? Really?
Love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are all the questions Dragon's Den related?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was he not supposed to be Dragon's Den?
No, whatever you want. Whatever you want to know. It's your
Well, that's what I genuinely wanted to know.
Okay, well, that's fine. Right, listen, back in a sec.
BBC Radio 1.
Jax Jones, Mabel, Rich the Kid, Ring Ring on Radio 1. At the moment, our listener Nicole is on with us.
Hello.
And at the moment, is speaking to Deborah Meaden. Next question, please.
Are you a dragon outside of work? But now that I'm talking to it, you're not a dragon outside of work.
Well, it depends. Now, if you ask me for £250,000 and then you don't tell me what you don't know any of your numbers, I get a bit dragony.
You do it.
I do. But you know, in life, life's too short to be grumpy. Life's too short to fall out with people and be grumpy or just do numbers or business all the time. So I think everybody. There's always more to everybody than you see.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you always been a businesswoman then? Has that always been your job?
So when I was 7, I sold flowers at the end of our drive when I was 7. And I loved that. I just loved that feeling. I've always wanted to be a businesswoman. What about you, Nicole? What do you want to do?
What do I want to do? I don't know.
World's your oyster?
Yeah. I think I'm at the stage, of my age where, you don't know where you want to go, what you want to do and stuff.
To make you feel better, I knew I wanted to be a businesswoman, but I had no idea what business it was going to be. So it's not like I had everything planned out. I just knew that I wanted to do my own thing.
Yeah.
Any more, Nicole?
No, that's it. I don't want to bore her anymore.
It sounds to me you just wanted a bit of a chat.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And also, I found out stuff about Deborah that I didn't know. I didn't know about the flowers on the drive, Deborah.
There you go, yes. Well, they're actually somebody else's flowers as well, but I shouldn't be saying that, should
I? Deborah?
Deborah, can you tell Tuka that I said hello? I really like Tuka.
Oh, I will. I'm actually, how funny you should say that. I'm seeing him tomorrow, so I will tell him that. There you go.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, I will do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deborah.
Thank you. Lovely to speak to you, Nicole. And you, Spot. Bye.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.
Nicole?
Oh, my God. I really liked her.
Yeah. I told you.
Oh, she's really nice.
Isn't she?
Yeah, she's really nice.
Are you happy?
Oh, my God. Yeah, because I wanted to ask her questions that I genuinely wanted to know about. Oh, my God. Who's the next one, then?
See, you got a taste for it now.
Yeah, I want to be an actual interviewer now.
Go and consult your list and tell me who you want next. I mean, it might be possible.
Okay, will do.
I'm sort of buzzing for you.
I'm buzzing.
Do you know what I love? I just love how happy you are to speak to someone that you really admire and really like, and it's nice that we could do that with a friend of the show.
Yeah, thank you. I said thank you. I really appreciate it, honestly.
Well, it's our pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, listen, we'll see you soon. We'll speak to you soon, all right?
Okay.
Have an amazing evening.
You. And you. Ta-da.
Ta-da.
BBC Radio 1.
He says, do you know what? Listening to Nicole speak and hearing her smile through the radio has made me smile. She is a ball of happiness. It's made my day. Thank you, Sarah. That's Foles. Do you know who we need to get on next? Also on Nicole's list.
And this is what I'm doing. I'm not getting involved. I'm here to enjoy myself, GC style. Do you know what I mean?
Surely that's got to be next. Tom Walker and Martin Jensen coming up. It's 3:30 on Radio 1. Here's Ben Mundy.
A fifth person has been stabbed in the same part of London. Newsbeat. A man.
I think we understand.
This is Newsbeat, more at 4:30.
BBC Radio 1.
Let's go. BBC Radio 1.
BBC Radio 1. BBC Radio 1.
Childish Gambino. This is America. This is Radio 1. This track from Little Mix and Ty Dolla $ign. Next. Hello, Radio 1. Who's that?
Hello, it's Jess. I'm calling from the UK, actually.
I knew this would stick.
Okay, this is going to be a thing now, isn't it? Well, hello, UK. How are you?
Hello, it's Jess here. I'm calling from the M6 on my way back down to Southampton.
The M6, they're in the UK.
Yeah, did you know it's in the UK?
Yeah, I knew that. This is from earlier when Chris, just wasn't concentrating really on funny business. I had just called somewhere in America, in Alaska, in fact, and then Chris called Cumbria, but thought he was calling abroad.
You speak to Adam. How can I help you?
Oh, hi, Adam. Yeah, I'm calling from the UK. I just want to check the name of your business. What's it called again?
Yeah, it's 4-play cycles.
Yeah, even with the accent, didn't clock it.
4-play cycles.
That's right.
And you're a bike shop, right?
We are indeed a bike shop.
Oh, I thought so. Well, yeah, I'm calling from the UK. Your bike shop's quite famous.
Okay. That's nice to know that we're quite famous.
Oh, you're in the UK as well. Sorry, we just done
There it is. Got there in the end, didn't you? Line 2. Hello, who's this?
Hi, it's Alex calling from the UK.
Oh, hi, UK. Whereabouts are you? Where in the UK?
Preston.
Brilliant.
Lancashire.
Oh my gosh. Mama, we made it. This is literally the dream. Ricky, Melvin, Charlie. 1.
Tonight is an old school tune face-off between us. We survived show 1.
Yes.
Can we pull it off again?
Catch you at 9 p.m.
On BBC Radio 1.
BBC Radio 1.
If I said to you, Sierra and Missy Elliott, would you be excited if that was maybe like the next musical option on Radio 1? I am. That's Little Mix, Think About Us.
BBC Radio 1. Scott Mills.
You know I love this song. Former Tune of the Week, Alec Benjamin, Alessia Cara.
If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly.
Annie in Durham in the UK loves that. That's Alec Benjamin. That's going to stick with you now. Alec Benjamin and Alessia Cara, Let Me Down Slowly. Grimmy's on at 4, and now a Jazzy Fizzle production.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Jazzy Fizzle production. Missy, the princess is here. Sierra. This beat is
Some people would call that a mood.
I love that. Yeah, tune.
It's one of them songs where you're like, I've not heard it for actually ages, but I still do know every word.
Jazzy Fizzle.
Bless Jazzy Fizzle. Frankie says, know every word. Grace in London says, that's literally just taking me back to my Year 9 talent show. Good times.
This is
Scott Mills.
BBC Radio 1.
Ray Ridings from the UK and You Mean the World to Me on BBC Radio 1. Do you want to let Grimmy in on the joke?
Which one?
From the UK.
Oh, from the UK. Yeah, come on in, Grimmy.
Chris called somewhere earlier in Cumbria, and I just called somewhere in Alaska, so he thought he was also calling abroad, so he kept going, from the UK. It's like, no, they're in Cumbria.
That's been really patronising. I was like, so we're calling from the UK all the way over here. And he was like, well, I'm in Cumbria.
Yeah, it's not far.
It's really.
But now everyone's texting in going, you're right, Radio 1, it's Joe here from the UK.
From the UK.
What's
that?
Is it?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I was doing an emergency SOS call.
Don't do that.
Don't do
from
that.
the UK.
Really bad. On tomorrow's show, a girl called Julie wants another one of your guides, your Start History to Britain.
Yes,
She's got a hen do in Manchester this weekend. So a guide, please, on tomorrow's show.
BBC Radio.
I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point why I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I must replace you.
Scott Mills. The one
For the unemployed.
BBC Radio.
And what are you?
giant.
You are. Where should I stand?
Stand up on my shoulders. Tell me what you
What
see.
are you?
I am giant.
Yes. What about my boulders?
We'll be breaking borders underneath.
Good. You are? You are? You are? You are? You are? You are? What?
Giant.
Yeah. Good. You are? You are? You are? You are? You are? You are? What?
Giant.
Charlotte says, okay, I can't take Giant seriously anymore, thanks to you guys. Yeah, I feel that we've done that. That was Calvin Harris and Rag & Bone, Giant, and before that, Sigrid, and I Don't Feel Like Crying. And we've reached Wednesday. We'll have a little bumbaleo later on. Skepta coming up, and music from Ava Max. Last week's guest on the show, Youngblood, featuring Halsey.
Radio 1. Scott Mills.
That's Skepta, Shut Down.
Radio 1.
One of my fave things happened yesterday, and when I read it on the internet, I actually spat tea out at quite high speed.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this, yeah. I know what you're going to talk about.
So it's from yesterday's Funny Business, where we call up companies with lol names, and I can't remember who sent this to us. A few people did on Twitter, and obviously I retweeted it. A cockermouth bike shop was the butt of jokes aired on Radio 1 today, but more than happy with the publicity. DJs Chris Pratt and Scott Mills host an afternoon show and regularly phone up businesses with quirky names. Today, they rang 4-Place Cycles in Marketplace. Owner Adam answered the phone to Chris Pratt, who asked him...
I mean, it's
twice. Who asked him to repeat the name of his business. He then focused on the town's name.
What the local paper have done here is they have either assumed that Chris Pratt, who is a Hollywood A-lister, is on Radio 1 pranking their place.
Yeah.
Or they've gone, it's Scott Mills and the other one's called Chris, and then they've just assumed the last name, or worse, and this is what I think might have happened, someone's gone in the newsroom, they've gone, yeah, that Chris who works with Scott Mills, what's his
second name?
Last name, anyone? Chris.
Anybody in the office?
Not Moyles.
Chris. And someone goes, Pratt.
Pratt.
Yeah, we'll go with Pratt.
And he's misheard and gone, Chris Pratt. So thanks for that.
However, Chris Pratt, not the worst person to be mistaken for, am I right?
But this is the problem. I don't think I'm being mistaken for Chris Pratt here. It's that, or it's the laziest journalism ever, because Chris Pratt wasn't on... He was on the show a while ago, wasn't it? And they've typed in Scott Mills Chris. Actually, I wonder if this happens. If you type in Scott Mills Chris on Google, does Chris Pratt come up probably before me?
Probs.
No, the whole thing's bizarre.
Really bizarre. But thank you very much to... That was the local paper. Let me give them a shout for getting your name wrong. The Times and Star there in Cockermouth.
Yeah, the Times
area.
and Stark.
That's it, yeah. That was also the call, of course, where you thought you were calling abroad, so kept telling them that you were from the UK. It's just because I had rang somewhere international and you thought yours was as well?
You speak to Adam. How can I help you?
Oh, hi, Adam. Yeah, I'm calling from the UK. I just want to check the name of your business. What's it called again?
Yeah, it's 4-Place Cycles.
Right, he's in Cumbria, babe.
4-Place Cycles.
That's right.
And you're a bike shop, right?
We are indeed a bike shop.
Oh, I thought so. Well, yeah, I'm calling from the UK. Your bike shop's quite famous.
Okay. That's nice to know that we're quite famous.
Oh, you're in the UK as well. Sorry, we've just done... Oh, I'm getting an absolute kicking for this.
Do you ever feel like a misfit?
Maybe they're calling you Chris Pratt to get another day of free PR on the radio. You never know.
Maybe.
Ava Max, So Am I, on Radio 1. Was there a comma between the Chris and the Pratt? Just saw someone else asking there. Radio 1, who is this?
Hello, it's Dean. I'm calling from the UK.
This is never going to stop now.
It's fine. It's fine. Do you know who said it earlier? I'm not just saying this as a clang. I was with Peter Crouch earlier.
Okay.
And he went, yes. And I got a taxi to his house. He was like, have you travelled far? Have you come from the UK?
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Wow, it's really sticking this.
It's really on.
Where in the UK are you, Dean?
I'm actually calling from the capital of the UK, a little place called London.
Okay, that's great to have a call from the UK. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Coming up tomorrow
On Radio 1 Breakfast with Greg James.
more things we should have known sooner.
The Fact Controller with special guest Joe Lycett. Listen tomorrow morning from 8.
BBC Radio 1.
I was changing it.
Bumbaleo is coming up after 2. I know I'm previous on this, but anything you want for the gap today, and let me know where you'll be bumbaleoing. Anything retro from the show? We have a little dance to the Gypsy Kings Bumbaleo, Cos Wednesday and halfway through the week. Let me know at 81199. Get your requests in early, please. Rita Ora, Black, Only Want You on BBC Radio 1. This is Scott Mills. Music from Little Mix coming up and Jonas Blue. So we're getting all the normal classics that we normally get in for Bumbaleo today. Stuff that you've heard on the show that you want to hear again, like Father's Day is on Sunday. But think back, like maybe a bit further back, because we get a lot of the same requests every week. Not that that's a problem, but like other stuff, like really think in your mind about what we've done in the past.
It's good to switch up, isn't it? We always get requests for Delia Smith. We've done that loads.
Maybe something broadcastable at this time of day from the Lolathon. Someone saying maybe a bit of Superfan Steve. He's not been on for a while.
Shout.
Or this quote, classic Peep Show, which we played earlier this week.
It's the journey of life. Like Radio 1, Radio 2, Classic FM, Heart, Magic, Dead.
Let us know. Anything else? 81199 or Bumbaleo just after 2 p.m.
BBC Radio 1.
Jonas Blues just tweeted. No, sorry, JP Cooper's just tweeted going, yes, I'm being played on Radio 1.
But
do you think he's listening like all the time? Because he does it a lot. Hello, JP. It's 1:30 on Radio 1. Here's Newsbeat with Nestor McGregor.
Jurors failed to reach a verdict over the Hillsborough disaster.
Newsbeat.
A Julian Sports Spurs beat. There is more at 2:30.
BBC Radio 1. BBC
Radio 1.
Yes, you're halfway through Wednesday, and this is Scott Mills on BBC Radio 1. Tom Walker coming up. Huge album at the moment. What a time to be alive. Good title as well. Just You and I is playing soon. Also brand new Jess Glynn coming up.
I often tell myself, what's it gonna be?
I got Khalid coming up. And the 1975, it's Scott on Radio 1. Do you ever think that sometimes people are more attractive when they're not trying?
yes, yeah, well that's the most sexy sort of thing, isn't it? It's just confidence and...
Because you know you get try-hards, you're like, well, actually that's not hot. Like I was told once, I've never told you this, that when I rolled up my shirt sleeves, that was really hot.
Right.
So you'll notice now, and you'll always notice this from now on in, if I'm ever wearing a shirt to Radio 1, rare, but sometimes, is the sleeve ever down?
No.
No.
True, because what you think it looks better.
I was told once that it's hot, and people, they love a forearm.
Isn't that weird? And I think the same goes with trousers. I never do this myself, but there's a lot of men out there who wear trousers that are that show ankle.
Yeah, a lot of ankle now.
I'm hearing that that's a hot thing to do. Dugsy does this. My mate Dugsy does this, but he's always been a bit funny like that. He's the kind of person that won't wear socks with his shoes.
No, you just don't. Like the hot thing right now, I think, is you can't see the sock, but there is a sock.
Right. Okay.
It's always like everyone.
Fine.
Like everyone on Instagram. White trainers, normally like plimsoll type trainers, no sock, and the trouser or jean will stop, like, so you can see ankle.
Also very tight trousers as well, very tight jeans as well, almost like leggings.
I'm surprised you've not gone down the ankle road.
Well, it's not really me, is it? Let's be honest. It's the kind of thing I will attempt at some point and you'll laugh at me and then I won't do it again. But why is flashing a bit of ankle slightly more sexy?
No. I've got this thing at the moment and tell me if this is weird, okay? My partner can drive really well.
Yeah.
And it's one of the first things I noticed about him.
Okay.
He's just really good at it. And it's quite attractive.
Right, okay, so something you've seen him driving and you've thought, wow, I'm seeing him in a whole new light now.
All the time, every time I get in the car.
Isn't that funny? And why would that be, I wonder, that if he drives well, that you find that sexy? Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's because, I don't know, like, he's better at driving than I could ever be, and maybe I just feel a bit, like, safe.
Is it the control thing, do you think?
I don't know.
Is it the case that he's driving the car, he's in control of the car? It's something that you have no effect on whatsoever?
Yeah, maybe. I actually don't know. But does anyone else have this? Specifically the driving thing.
Do you think it's a case that certain things with people, we're just all humans, we can't help it, like the ankle thing that people find attractive? There's no real reason for it, but they're just hot points?
Yeah, because, like, people aren't trying to be hot there. It's just kind of happening.
No, exactly, but certain jobs have that as well. Certain jobs have hot points, don't they? Yeah. So if you were, I don't know, if someone was to introduce themselves as a stunt man or a stunt woman, immediately they're hotter. But lifeguards.
Chris, he's so good on the motorways.
Yeah, well, I can see you're getting very excited about this.
And the way he takes those corners. It's incredible.
Is it the same question then to say that people are less sexy if they can't drive?
Well, I'm a very cautious driver, too cautious almost, and I think that is not attractive at all.
This feels like a very weird road safety campaign right now. It's not. You are listening to Radio 1.
You are. And let me tell you this, and it's never happened, if he was driving a manual, oof.
Yeah, that's better, is it, for you?
Yeah.
Just one hand on the gear stick sort of thing.
I just think, like, the skill involved there, because, like, everyone's got automatic now.
Yeah.
But I bet he could also do it expertly.
But I think everyone that's in a relationship looks at something in their partner and goes, that is sex. That's something they do. That's sexy. So for you, it's the driving well. You're loving that. But I reckon there'll be loads of other points in this. They might be good with animals. They might do volunteer work. Something like that. It's just one that's like, do you know what? He is sexy.
Yeah, maybe they're, like, kind to strangers. Like, they're not doing it on purpose. Maybe they can cook really well. Let us know, 81199.
I think what we're saying is here, they could be a bang average 7 out of 10 person, but something tips them up to an 8. There's a hot point there.
The FA Cup semi-finals.
The noise is quite terrific. Surely the upset cannot happen. Absolutely incredible. They're through to the semi-finals.
The quadruple versus the dream.
What a cup tie.
It's on the line. Manchester City versus Brighton. Saturday at 5:30 on BBC Radio 5 Live, BBC One and BBC iPlayer.
BBC Radio 1.
Let's get drunk. I'll pull my heart up through my mouth. This year's been you and I.
Claire says, yes, Mills, this hotness while driving is defo a thing. I've been saying this for years, so have my mates. Hey, what about when they put their left hand behind the passenger seat to look back and reverse?
Oh, yeah. There are
Ashley in West Sussex agreed.
Hundreds of messages of things, including loads of people agreeing with you about the driving thing, by the way. That is just something that makes their boyfriend hotter.
Not just me. Charlotte in Northampton. My boyfriend, now boyfriend, parallel parked on our first date. Sealed the deal. So impressed.
Can I just give a couple that aren't driving ones as well?
Andy from Andover says, sounds like you're turned on by competence.
Yeah, that's really good. How about this one? Jess from Gloucester. My husband is an unbelievable swimmer and makes my tummy bubble. Is that a thing? When he has a race with someone. 4. Hi guys, my boyfriend answers business calls extremely well.
Yes.
And it's so unbelievably attractive.
Yes, when they're on the phone to work and they're being really good at it.
That's Ashley from Kettering.
Agreed. That is Jess Glynn and No One on Radio 1. We're getting so many messages about this. We're going to have to come back to it. The hot point. That's what we're calling it. Something that wouldn't normally be hot because they're not really trying, but it really is.
It's great. Another one here. Hi, boys. My name is Jess. My boyfriend Matt is so sexy when he takes his glasses off to clean them.
And he's got a little squint on.
I get to see his eyes squinting, trying to see, and it's so hot.
Yeah. I kind of get that as well. Get it. So, you know one of our favourite clips that we play a lot? It's from a New Zealand quiz on the radio there a few years ago. and a lot of you are obsessed with it. It's a lady that doesn't know the answer to a fairly obvious question, and she keeps going,
Father's Day is on Sunday.
It's just a Kiwi thing from a few years ago. I learnt about it from my cousins when I went to New Zealand. I'd never heard it before then.
Father's Day is on Sunday.
Right, so hello Ali Fraser. I couldn't believe this when I got to our inbox earlier. I wanted to share my new tattoo with you because I thought you might appreciate it.
Oh no.
I've listened to your show for years, and the All I Know Is Sunday lady has made such an impact on my life because she answers everything with Sunday in a Kiwi accent that I now have this tattoo. I think this is real. Click on the image, Chris. What do you see there?
Oh no, It's exactly what I thought it would be.
Right, so it's a fresh tattoo because it's got like the cling film over it, and it's just in inverted commas, Father's Day is on Sunday. Why would you do that?
I think it's brilliant.
And like, they didn't hear it at the time. It's just from hearing it on our show. Ali, I hope you don't regret that.
Father's Day is on Sunday.
Scott Mills with Liam Payne coming up, and the 1975, and Sam Smith on Radio 1.
Your sunshine, your sunshine.
BBC Radio
1. BBC Radio 1.
I heard Jack Saunders say about this the other night. I do feel like I've seen the whole of Drake's concert arena show now, do you?
On Insta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to all the people out there, you know who you are, whose Instagram stories are now longer than your actual night out. It's getting that way, isn't it?
It's like ...
Yeah. Okay. Liam Payne and Quavo coming up, and Armin van Buuren and Bumbaleo.
Scott Mills. This is BBC Radio 1.
Radio 1. Without you now, this is what it feels like.
One of our listeners wants one of your guides because they're going somewhere different this weekend. They want one from Manchester.
Okay.
So are you ready for the silly voice?
I'm ready.
Yes. Chris's guide to Manchester, Start's guide to Manchester, coming up just after 3. And we'll sort this girl out for a hen do. That was Armin van Buuren and the unmistakable vocals of Trevor Guthrie on This Is What It Feels Like. Okay, Wednesdays with Bumbaleo. Halfway through the week. First quest, Stuart from Edinburgh, with this call from yesterday's show.
You speak to Adam. How can I help you?
Oh, hi, Adam. Yeah, I'm calling from the UK. I just want to check the name of your business. What's it called again?
Yeah, it's 4 Play Cycles.
He's in the UK.
I know, babe. 4 Play Cycles.
That's right.
And you're a bike shop, right?
We are indeed a bike shop.
Oh, I thought so. Well, yeah, I'm calling from the UK. Your bike shop's quite famous.
Okay. That's nice to know that we're quite famous.
Oh, you're in the UK as well. Sorry, we just don't know.
One of the best and realest quotes ever from Peep Show.
It's the journey of life, like Radio 1, Radio 2, Classic FM, Heart, Magic, Dead. Yeah.
Back when we did karaoke night with Lewis Capaldi from Ash in Stoke, who wanted to hear this again. He had to be there. Do you remember when Ola Jordan off Strictly came in and did In Your Bingo? Jamie and Argyle requested this.
He's got massive mouth!
Lisa and Preston. Hey Lisa, she wants to hear.
I love horses, best of all the animals. I love horses, they're my friends.
Shout out to all the equine people.
We've had a few on this week, haven't we?
And the horse willy washers, they're all listening. Everyone on a horse, everyone on horseback right now will appreciate this. Because Connor in Leicester Want some towie?
Yeah, good, yeah? You alright?
Yeah, you? Alright.
Hello, you alright? You alright? You alright?
Yeah, you?
You alright? Yeah, good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
How are you, right? You're right. Yeah, good, you? Yeah, good.
Awesome, I'm good, how are you? Not bad. Good. Hello. Alright? Yeah, you? Yeah, you? Hello. How are you? Alright, Del? Yeah, you? Yeah, I'm good. Hi.
Hello, you alright?
Yeah, good, how are you?
Good.
Alright?
How you doing, you alright?
Alright, yeah. You?
Alright, yeah, good. I'm good.
Not really, no.
Alright, doll.
Alright, Dom. Yeah, you. Scott in London, remember?
Catch me outside, how about that?
Jackie in Southend wants the loser from Come Dine With Me, the sore loser.
Dear Lord, what a sad little life, Jane. You ruined my night completely so you could have the money, but I hope now you spend it on getting some lessons in grace and decorum, because you have all the grace of a reversing dump truck without any tyres on. Well, you wouldn't, let's be honest, there's nobody in there, love. So Jane, take your money and get off my property.
That's how you want to finish Come Dine With Me, innit?
And finally, Gary in Coventry and loads of others want this.
Right after the break, we're going to interview Eric Weihenmayer, who climbed the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. But he's gay. He's blind.
Yes.
Hello, Matt and Ryan. They're texting from the UK.
Oh, I keep forgetting that's about me, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, there'll be loads of these, won't there? All good. Hello, Ria, Megan, Daisy and Hannah bumbling at their desks in Essex.
Also, we've got Jamie in Edinburgh. Tom and another Jamie on their tractors in Somerset. Chris in Kettering. Gemma bumbling on her 22nd birthday. Matthew in Belfast working as a barista, secretly listening to Radio 1 on headphones. Come on, we made it halfway through the week. Oh, we missed one. This is Dean, and loads of people wanted this.
You're under a citizen's arrest! You're under a citizen's arrest! You're under a citizen's arrest! And I'll tell you what, you are too!
Mark in Luton says, yeah, you.
Chelsea, the engineer, bumbling in my white van at work.
But he's gay. He's blind.
We've got Ben and Martin casually walking around Cockermouth.
Getting this in my mouth is too good.
Sam the builder with a broken leg. James up a telegraph pole in Swindon. Lottie and Jareth on the way to Harlech in Wales. Happy birthday, Jareth.
Mark Kelly from Luton.
John in Devon. Gary and Darren in Edinburgh. And Emily, who actually cannot bear the Mount Everest one. He gets there every single time.
Shout out Big Al the Butcher as well.
I see.
But he's gay.
BBC.
Radio
1.
Scott Mills with Gigs, Baby on BBC Radio 1. Vampire Weekend coming up, and Sean Paul. And we will continue this week's bangers. This is Billie Eilish.
Take me to...
Oh my gosh, Mama, we made it!
This is literally a dream!
Ricky, Melvin, Charlie.
1.
Tonight, we reveal stories that we've never shared on air before.
Listen at 9 p.m.
on BBC Radio 1.
BBC.
Radio 1.
Loads of people asking for your start guides now. There's a group of girls that are going to Jersey soon. Want some recommendations? Keep them coming in. We can do you a guide if you're going for a weekend somewhere you've never been before. scott.mills@bbc.co.uk. Another start guide to Britain, Manchester, coming up in half an hour. 03700 100 100 for bangers. 2:30. Here's Ben Mundy.
A verdict can't be reached over the Hillsborough police chief. Newsbeat. Hour.
1. BBC Radio 1. BBC Radio 1. BBC Radio 1. BBC Radio 1.
Real 90s vibes on that. I like it. Kalani, Nights Like This on Radio 1. That's a positive thing.
Yeah, no, it sounds great.
Ariana Grande coming up. And also, I've got Artie Save Me Tonight. Banger from Dance Anthems. And Chris's Guide to Manchester.
This
is
BBC
Radio 1.
Scott Mills.
Lewis is 22 and in Brentwood, Essex. Hello.
Hi there.
Yeah, you?
Oh, yeah, you.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you know Brentwood, is it as busy as it once was? Do you remember when all the busloads of people used to arrive because Towie was massive and they just wanted to see Sugar Hut?
Yeah, not so much anymore. I mean, it's died down a bit.
Yeah, I mean,
is it the high street with away from like Sugar Hut and all that sort of thing? Is it the high street with all the Towie cast where they've set
all
up?
got shop,
Yeah, they'd all set up a shop.
Are they all still
Everyone's
got
got
shop? Are they still got them?
A couple are shut down, but yeah, most of them are still there.
Is Harry's shop still there?
I actually don't know who that is.
Which one's Harry?
Harry Durbridge.
He's not been on it for ages.
Yeah, but he doesn't stop him over a shop.
No, true. I suppose all the shops were set up slightly early doors. I'm not even sure if the newer Towie contestants have shops.
Amy Childs, is her still there?
Yeah, that's still on.
Is it?
Gemma Collins had one,
so.
I think.
Yeah, Gemma.
JC,
yeah.
GC, yeah.
GC. So you are just casually off to do a beach volleyball session?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, this all goes back to what we were saying earlier, does it not, Chris?
Yeah. We were talking about these extra hot points with people, and Lewis, I don't know what you look like or anything like that, but the second you say that you're off to do something like that, I think most people would assume that brings you up another notch.
Yeah.
Let's hope so anyway, yeah.
Yeah. It's a definite hot point. I was saying earlier, weirdly attractive that my boyfriend can drive really well, and we had such a response. I was going to say, there's no beach in Brentwood, though. Famously, it's landlocked. You'd have to go to Canvey for that, wouldn't you?
No, we've got the Olympic sand from 2012.
Oh, okay, so not an actual beach, just a fake one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Incredible, Scott.
Okay. Right, so here's what I've got for you today on my bangers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mentions iPod, so fine by me.
iPod stuck on replay.
This is Ayaz and Replay.
Do you honestly love this, Scott? Honestly, you think this is a banger?
I would like to hear it. Yes.
Mate, have a word. All right, Lewis, but I get a vibe that you quite like it.
Yeah, I mean, back in 2012, that was a jam.
Yeah,
all right.
It's getting the nods of approval from everyone around me apart from Chris.
You're steps away from choosing Bedrock on bangers. It's that sort of vibe. Maybe that's not a bad thing. Okay, Lewis, you can have that or my banger choice. Such a tune. Very, very different to Ayaz, but very good also. This is Puddle of Mud, Blurry. Sort of depends what mood you're in, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean...
I'm hearing no noise as a reaction to that one, yeah.
Tune, no.
Okay, over to you, Lewis, before your beach volleyball session on a fake beach.
I mean, for today, it's got to be Scott.
Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing replay.
I mean, it's not lyrically blessed, but it was good enough back in 2009 for JR to do a remix, and he was the man back then. I'm in the kitchen cooking things she likes.
It's lines like that, iPod references, state of this nation at the moment. Really, that shouldn't have happened.
My favourite bit is, that girl likes something off a poster. That girl is the gun to my holster.
Yeah. There was something about midnight to morn as well.
Yeah.
Which I sit very weird with me.
If you don't listen to the words, quite good on the radio. IAS replay.
BBC Radio 1, the one for dance.
One at Radio 1.
You're never far from the best dance music on the planet.
We've got Annie Nightingale,
Mr. Jam, Monkey,
Diplo and Friends. Yeah! Annie Mac,
Danny Howard, Pete Tong,
Toddler T,
Radio 1's Essential Mix.
and many more. And tonight,
Next on.
The best in dance, hip-hop and future cuts.
get Benji B from 1 a.m.
BBC.
Callum in Oxford needs to calm down. I haven't heard Puddle of Mud in years. Gutted. Bangers makes me so angry. It's just Wednesday.
Do you know what? It is annoying when the song you want to hear isn't chosen. That is the nature of a decision, though.
But it's just a game. It's just 2 songs. It's like, it shouldn't make you angry, Callum.
Tricky when you got a choice.
Hey, but do put Puddle of Mud back in there, otherwise I'll put it in. Because I really wanted to hear that.
Tune, innit?
It's really good. That was Ariana, Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. Previous Stark Histories of Britain have included a guide to Inverness for anyone that might be going there soon that's never been before.
Inverness has a star-studded array of famous faces born and raised in the city. Karen Gillan from Guardians of the Galaxy and Doctor Who. Golfer Russell Knox. And Muck Acid House pioneer Mr. Egg. Scott, let's play some Mr. Egg.
Wow.
And if you're looking for a good night out, why not hit the tiles at local establishments? The Malt Room, Jellion's Bar, Hootenanny.
So we've done Inverness. Someone wants a guide to Manchester. That's coming up now. Part of BBC Sound of 2019. 20-year-old singer from Leicester called Mahalia. This is Do Not Disturb. Matt in Birmingham. Hey Matt, he says, this is great because I'm going to Manchester as well this weekend. Well, you'll enjoy our guide then, Matt, if you're going. He's going with the lads on Friday night. That's Mahalia, not Mahalia. Got to get these things right, Chris, you know?
Yeah.
That was Do Not Disturb on Radio 1. I've been playing this on Dance Anthems on Friday night for a while, and it's got a pretty throwback sound, but the chorus is amazing, and the drop is mwah.
I'm overdue.
And they're in Sheffield is all over that. That's Arty, A-R-T-Y. Save Me Tonight.
BBC Radio 1. BBC
Radio 1.
It's Scott here with Chris. I wanted a haircut today. Why are all barbers around near me closed on a Wednesday? Who?
Funny you say that. Andy the barber's closed on a Wednesday as well. Is that just a barber thing?
Maybe it is, but like there's 2 right near me. Rock up and the shutters are down until tomorrow.
But why Wednesday? Why are they choosing that? It must be a barber thing.
It's 2019. Don't know. Barbers will know. Anyway, so I took a chance and went to the place that I'm not cool enough to go to. Do you remember we went there?
Yes,
a few months ago, and you were like, mate, we can't go in here. We're not cool enough. Everyone from 1Extra goes in here, and they do. But I took a chance. Remember last time you were in there, you were like, no, I'm going to sit this one out, and you just watched me and filmed me on Instagram stories getting my hair cut like a weirdo. Went in there again today.
Yeah, you look fresh.
Still not cool enough to be in there, but at least they're open on a Wednesday, eh? Curious. That was Marshmallow and Churches. In the same way that a lot of barbers are closed on Wednesday, a lot of people are saying that Chinese takeaways are closed on Tuesdays.
True.
We don't have any reasons why.
BBC Radio 1.
Hello, Julie.
Hello.
So, your weekend plans are quite exciting, aren't they?
Yes, they are. I'm really looking forward to it.
You live on the Isle of Bute.
Yes, I do.
Talk to me about Bute. What's Bute like?
It's just beautiful, to be honest with you.
Bute.
I see what you did there.
But you're travelling 4,000 miles, or about that, to go to your hen weekend, which is where?
In Manchester.
A lot of people can't do hen do's or stag do's in their own town that they're from. But would you say, if, say, you were from Manchester, that the Isle of Bute would be a good hen do / stag do place to go?
Yeah, definitely. There's plenty of pubs.
But you've always got to go away, really, for a hen do to make it proper fun, I reckon.
Yeah.
Have you been Manchester before?
No, never.
And that's why you've got in touch with us, because you want one of Chris's guides, don't you?
Yes, please.
Who chose Manchester then?
That would be two of my bridesmaids. That would be Becky and Jill.
Beautiful Becky, and who's the other one?
Jill.
Juicy Jill. Are you getting shirts made or not? Sorry, I don't know them. I'm just suggesting what.
I have absolutely no idea.
It's always that, isn't it, Scott? For Bride Squad.
Yeah, there's always, they've always got to be something. Yeah, it can't just be Jill.
And no offence to Jill, but it's often a prefix that isn't really appropriate for someone.
Yeah,
especially if like Auntie Jill.
Yeah.
You know,
Jiggy Jill,
Jiggly Jill.
Anyway, we can help thanks to Stark's Guide to Manchester, which will be coming up in a minute, and we'll tell you absolutely everything you need to know so you can plan your weekend right.
I need a guide so that if everything starts going wrong, I can distract them with some historical facts of Manchester.
People who have their hen do's always like to set out going, I don't want to do it. I just don't want it to be trashy. That's the only thing. I don't want it to be trashy.
They always say that.
It's going to be classy. It's never classy.
No, I genuinely don't care.
Yeah.
Good.
I really like the trashier the better.
Yeah.
When I'm at an airport and I see a bride squad walking through, I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it. And I'm talking inflatable willies, willy straws, willy glasses, willy ice cubes.
Everything.
Everything.
It's true, there's always people going, I want it to be a classy one. No!
Yeah. You have to have a sensible conversation with the chief bridesmaid and say, look, I just don't want it to be tacky.
Right.
Also, I think it's just handy getting this done before the hen do, isn't it? Because obviously I won't be allowed to go on the hen do with you. No guys allowed, I assume. Unless, of course...
I've been on loads.
Yeah, that's what... Yeah.
Right, that's what
I'm just
meant,
saying, sometimes there are... What I'm saying is I probably can't be allowed as part of your bride squad, right? Fair to say. No. So we'll get this done before.
That's a no. Yeah. All right, listen, Julie, we've got everything you need to know. Wait right there.
BBC Radio 1. Scott Mills.
Tanya's hen do in Manchester this weekend. They're saying, excited to hear another hen party in Manchester at the same time. Maybe we'll bump into Julie's hen party. Oh God, when worlds collide. Zara Larsson, tune of the week coming up. Julie's on. So it's you and how many girls going to Manchester this weekend?
There's myself and another 11 girls.
Oh, okay. And who's the one, do you think, out of all of them that won't quite be able to keep up with the rest? There's always one.
It's probably going to be me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in my bed for 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Are you getting dressed up as anything?
We are getting dressed up, I believe, but I don't have a clue what we're getting dressed up as.
Because some people are like, I'm not wearing that.
I really don't mind. They could fire a costume at me and I'll put it on anyway.
You were a bit like that on your stag do.
No, I wasn't. I wore everything that I was asked. 3 different outfits. Yeah, don't do me a disservice there. I wore everything that was asked of me.
Yeah, no, you did.
And actually...
I think there was a little bit of like, but then it was
I think it was a bit harsh because it was a really cold couple of days and the outfits were, not helpful.
They were breezy. Julie, be honest with me, have you got the slight fear of the weekend?
It's a fear of the unknown.
Yeah, I get hen and stag fear.
But excitement about going to Manchester, and that's why we're here. I want to let you know everything about it so you don't miss a thing.
Exactly.
Okay, you ready for your guide?
Bring on my guide.
Your guide is being brung.
Here we go. Strap yourself in. It's a long one today, people.
Julie, here is your Stark Guide to Manchester.
Manchester, Manchester, Manchester. The recorded history of Manchester began with the civilian settlement associated with the Roman fort of Mancunian, established in about AD 79. The name Mancunian, that gave origin to the name of the city of Manchester, is thought to derive from the Gaelic word
but they were Gaelic,
meaning breast-shaped hill, and refers to the bluff on which the fort stood. This latter evolved into the name we now know today.
Sorry, is it later?
This later evolved into the name we now know today as Manchester. Fast forward a few years, and here we are in the grips of the Industrial Revolution. Play the Industrial Revolution music, Scott. The people of Manchester were at it in anger, like angry rabbits, the population increasing at an astonishing rate. This rapid expansion around the turn of the 19th century meant that Manchester became the world's first industrialised city. By the Victorian era, Manchester was dubbed Cottonopolis. The mills of Manchester were the beating heart of Great Britain's obsession with soft bedsheet and a well-ironed shirt. Back to the normal music, please, Scott.
Hang on. Wait.
Keep up, boy.
Yeah, sorry.
A saying captured this sense of innovation, and it survives today. What Manchester does today, the rest of the world does tomorrow. Did you know it's the birthplace of the vegetarian diet? It's where Rolls first met Royce. It's where Michael Marks and Thomas Spencer opened their first store. Marks and Spencer. It's where ITV hit and daytime favourite Jeremy Kyle is filmed. Famous for headlines like, "My boyfriend thinks I cheated with another man through a letterbox."
That was one.
But Julie, you're off to Manchester for a hen do. You need to know about what brilliant activities the city holds. A change in direction on a night out, and you'll find yourself on Canal Street, or Anal Street, as the sign has been recently vandalised. The area is Manchester's clubbing heartland and has been the LGBTQ+ district since at least the 1940s.
Even when I lived there, someone had made it Anal Street.
Yes, Anal. There's never a quiet night in the city dubbed Manchester to others. Its music scene...
Not since the 90s.
Its music scene is world famous. You could say it really is Top of the Pops. Play the Top of the Pops music. The 1975, the Chemical Brothers, the Stone Roses, the Oasis, the Twang, the Bugsy Malone, the Smiths, the Pale Waves, the Take That, the Ian Brown, the Everything Everything, and 2005 X Factor winner, the Shane Ward. None of these people are playing at the weekend,
but
Boys to Men are. Play the Boys to Men.
Are they on?
Yeah.
I saw them in Vegas.
Other great hen party activities this weekend include the Greater Manchester Marathon, the Northern Vegan Festival, the Lager Festival.
Should we lose Boys to Men now, or...?
Or you've got the historic and contemporary banner exhibition at the People's Museum. All ideal things for you and your hens. And normal music. But Julie, you lucky thing. This weekend, you become an honorary Mancunian. You will eat their curries. You will dance down Anal Street. Maybe you'll accidentally take part in the marathon. Keep your eye out for a breast-shaped hill. Manchester is wonderful. And as the Ian Brown said when asked why Manchester is so great, he replied, "The thing about Manchester, it's got everything but a beach." And there it is. Enjoy your hen do.
Julie, there was a lot in there, right?
There is a lot. That's me set for the weekend.
So much to do, though.
I know.
Vegan festival, Boys to Men, pop into Marks and Spencer, created in Manchester.
Yeah, not many people will know that, actually, that Marks and Spencer was actually Michael Marks and Tom Spencer, two people.
Yeah.
Lovers, I believe.
Were they?
I don't know. Two lovers, Michael Marks and Tom. Oh, I need to check that because they might well be brothers, and then it's just.
That's
I
really
worry
weird.
we'll
Hang on. Let's just look if
get in trouble
if
for
they
that.
Were,
I just assumed they were
obsessed if they were a couple.
Former lovers.
Were they lovers?
It doesn't say, so we'll go with it for now until someone proves that we're wrong.
Okay, Julie, you're all set for the weekend. Have a great time.
Thank you, and I'll definitely check out Marks and Spencer.
BBC Radio 1.
Tune of the week, Zara Larsson. My tune of the week is Zara Larsson, Don't Worry About Me. Is anyone fact-checking these start guides to Britain at all?
There's some technicalities, yeah, I know, and the thing is, I'm not here for the, what's the word?
Pedants. M&S head office are actually listening in Leeds, and the first M&S, well, it was started at a market stall in Leeds, but I believe their first store was in Manchester.
Who's telling you that? Someone in the head office?
Yes.
Well, what do they know?
They're listening. Well, they're in the head office of the company we just mentioned.
They probably didn't even know what Mark and Thomas were up to.
No. Also, they probably weren't brothers, cause different surnames. Someone just pointed out.
Oh, yeah.
Good point. And the Twang from Birmingham. not Manchester.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And some of the facts are a bit shaky, but anyway, look, guide to Manchester, done.
Yeah. Would you like one? Are you going somewhere soon? Somewhere new? Somewhere that's not on your radar? We can do you a guide. scott.mills@bbc.co.uk. Coming next, the man whose Instagram stories were very strong last night. No toilet brush in his hotel room in LA, so he pops out, goes and gets one, and then starts plunging his toilet live on the internet.
Coming up tomorrow
On Radio 1 Breakfast with Greg James.
more things we should have known sooner.
The Fact Controller with special guest Joe Lycett. Tomorrow morning from 7:30.
Also, Lewis, he said toilet brush, but then bought a plunger. That really confused me.
The UK's official
Number 1.
Hello, it's Lewis Capaldi.
The official chart.
With Scott Mills.
This is the UK's official number 1. Find out if I can stay there. Friday from 4. I'm going.
I was getting kinda used to being someone you love.
5 weeks at number 1 in the UK, but still plunging his own hotel toilet. Possibly 6, I'll tell you, Friday at 4. That was Lewis Capaldi. George Ezra next, it's 3:30. Here's Ben Mundy.
Soldiers are investigated for shooting at a picture of Jeremy Corbyn. Newsbeat. The Newsbeat, more at 4:30.
BBC.
Move to the beat.
This is
C.
Radio
1. Radio 1.
You like the fact.
BBC.
Radio
1.
Something in the going on outside.
If you just switched on Radio 1, this is confusing, but it doesn't look like either Marks or Spencer were gay.
Yeah, is it confirmed though?
Tom Spencer was married to Agnes. Craig from Middlesbrough, thanks so much for pointing that out.
1.
You did just say they were lovers, but...
I had no grounds to base that on, I should make that clear.
It hurts again. Ooh, my motto. That's my motto.
My motto, Jay Bird on Radio 1. We were saying earlier, do you ever think that sometimes people are more attractive when they're not trying? Like when that person told me, hey, you should roll up your shirt sleeves more. It's forearms are really hot.
It's like you see someone in a new light just because of one thing that they do. And there's no real explaining it. It's just a hot point.
And I was saying that my partner can drive really well, and it is hot. He's so good on the motorways, Chris.
Loads of people could relate to this, that seeing their partner drive weirdly made them super sexy.
Aaron!
Hi.
What's doing it for you?
High-vis jackets.
Really?
Oh, yeah. High-vis jacket on a bloke, 2 points, straight away.
2 points, 2 extra points.
2
there.
points. Yeah, straight 2 extra points.
Wow, okay. Have you ever dated a high-vis?
No, I'm the one that wears the high-vis.
Oh, okay. But you're looking for other high-vises?
Well, no, me and my partner, we've always said, because we play a little game, you look, it's like, oh, I'll get one of them, just as a between us. And we've always said, if they got a high-vis on, it's 2 points straight away.
Right,
always.
okay.
Listen, Scott, he just loves a high vis.
Listen, I've noticed that you can pick them up at any service station, so get one for your partner.
Oh, I've got loads.
I'm
They're shoved
okay.
behind the back seat of the van.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, Mama, we made it!
This is literally the dream. Ricky, Melvin, Charlie.
1.
Tonight, we reveal stories that we've never shared on air before.
Listen at 9 p.m.
On BBC Radio 1.
BBC
Radio 1.
Mumford & Sons, Grimmy's with you at 4 this afternoon. I've got something brand new for you now, some new pop by a Latin American pop artist called Sophia Reyes from Mexico. Everything she does just gets hundreds of millions of streams online. It features another massive Mexican pop star, Anita, and also features Rita Ora. Now, I don't want to be cynical, but I see what Aura's doing here. Do you?
Oh, right, the name of the song.
Well, no. What she's doing, it's a cunning plan, Chris, to become hugely popular in the Latin American music scene. One of the biggest and most lucrative in the world.
Right, but the name of the song is one that she's already released, right?
But she won't mind that because here comes the money.
True that.
This is Sophia Reyes, Rita Ora and Anita with R.I.P. Do you reckon when she got there, she was like, I've done a song like this before, but it's fine. Here we go. Sophia Reyes, Rita Ora, Anita, R.I.P. I don't know how you're going to feel about today's classic track.
One. Bring me up, bring me down, play it sweet, make me move like a freak. Mr. Saxo beat makes me this, brings me up, brings me down, play it sweet, makes me move like a freak. Mr. Saxo beat.
Oh no, it went well. It went well. Kyle in Edinburgh says, Mr. Saxo beat. Ooh, naughty, you legend. Chloe says, yes, absolute banger. Getting me through driving in the rain back to Bournemouth. Sounded good, that. On tomorrow's show, I'm replacing you.
Yeah?
Only for the day, because you're not here.
Well, I'm actually off, Derek.
You are, Derek. So instead, it's two men, Derek, and a lady. But there will still be a Where Do You Think They Were? I'm replacing you with, well, for Where Do You Think They Were? Charlie, off of Ricky, Melvin and Charlie, off of Evenings on Radio 1. She's going to join me for that. And then if the other two turn up, they can do bangers, and one of them can do Great Escapes, where you had to escape in a hurry.
RMC, nice. Bosh, bosh, bosh.
I know, I think so, for their first week. That's tomorrow from 1.
BBC.
Let's talk about love.
One.
BBC Radio
1.
1.
BBC Radio 1. Year 1.
NSG Options. And before that, Lauv and Troye Sivan, I'm So Tired. Good afternoon, this is Scott Mills. Just me today. I've got music from Alex Adair. This is Freya Ridings, Little Mix and Tom Grennan coming up. Chris is off until Monday, so I've decided to invite my new friends. And they're coming in soon.
BBC Radio 1. Scott Mills.
Alex Adair, Make Me Feel Better on Radio 1. Hello Armando, working hard as always in Leeds, saying, hello Scott, it's not just you today. We listeners are all here for you to keep you company. Have a great day. Where's Chris, says Taff. James in Kent asking the same. I don't know, he's hanging out with his sport friends, I think, today, which is fine. Just one day. But today, new voices of Radio 1, Ricky, Melvin and Charlie will be with me. Have you heard their show yet? 9 p.m. weekday nights. Where Do You Think They Were? Happening as ever at 1:40. Another story of one of your beautiful conceptions. Bangers, 2:40. And another one of your great escape stories where you just have to make a really sharp exit. That'll be at 3 p.m.
Scott Mills.
This is brand new from Birmingham rapper JK. It's Heartache. That's JK and Heartache on Radio 1. Hello, Rich in Essex, who says, is Chris off today because he said that Marks and Spencer were gay yesterday? And it's not true. I don't know.
Yeah, not many people will know that, actually, that Marks and Spencer was actually Michael Marks and Tom Spencer, two people.
Yeah.
Lovers, I believe.
Were they?
I don't know. Two lovers, Michael Marks and Tom. Oh, I need to check that because they might well be brothers, and then it's just.
That's
I
really
worry
weird.
we'll
Hang on. Let's just look if
get in trouble
they
for that.
Were,
I just assumed they were
obsessed if they were a couple.
Former lovers.
Were they lovers?
It doesn't say, so we'll go with it for now until someone proves that we're wrong.
Okay. It's possible he may have gone off to find out the answer to that question. He'll be back Monday.
You don't need a TV license if you're a student, right? Spoiler alert! If you watch or download BBC programmes on iPlayer or watch any live TV on any device, you need to be covered by a TV licence. Know the facts. Check if you need one. Visit tvl.co.uk/uni.
BBC Radio 1.
Chris is not here today, so I have enlisted Ricky, Melvin and Charlie. Only one has turned up so far, and that's Charlie. Hiya.
Yay!
You right?
How are you?
I'm really good. This feels great.
Can I just say, right,
thank you so much for having me on the show. I listen to your show every single day.
You're allowed to say that now.
No, I am. I couldn't say that 3 months ago. But genuinely, like, I love your show. Love you and Chris. So this is amazing.
Oh, well, listen, you lot are sounding great in the evenings as well.
Thank you.
Have you got past the terrified stage yet?
No.
No. That'll come.
I hope so.
And you're allowed to talk and everything.
Can you believe it?
A bit.
Well, a little bit more than 3 minutes.
Yeah. Right. So here's the idea for 140. We're going to do this, right?
Okay.
You know your parents.
Yep.
Annoyingly, and no one wants to think about this, at one point, they did have to do it.
Yeah, no.
Because that's how you're here in the world.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, they definitely did. Have you ever asked the question to your parents?
Definitely not, and it would never be top of my list, to be honest with you.
You see, there's people that would like have no problem with talking about stuff like that with their parents, but I just don't have that relationship with them.
See, I'm really close with my mum and dad, but if you met my dad, he would be mortified if we asked him that question. It's just one of them ones you just don't ask your dad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to.
But you know, like, some people can watch like really rude stuff with their mum and dad on the TV. I'm not okay with that.
No, nor am I.
Never have been.
If something comes on the TV, I will turn it off or walk out the room. Standard.
Or I start doing the or distraction. Look over here. Anyway, Mum, I'm talking really loud.
It's so true.
Yeah. Anyway, what we do is we get one of our brave listeners on every week, and they hear the story of where they met, and they hear the story of where they were made from either their mum or dad.
Wowza.
It's something that's great to listen to.
Yeah.
But sometimes something that a lot of people would not want to take part in, you included.
Okay.
However, if you, listener, want to step up and take one for the team on this, email scott.mills@bbc.co.uk. We need people like you for Where Do You Think They Were? Charlie, I'll be back with you at 1:40.
Yes.
BBC. This is BBC Radio 1.
That's Sigma, and now Sigrid on Radio 1. Hey, it's Scott on Radio 1. Where do you think they were? All of the details of that beautiful moment coming up with me and Charlie Hedges in 10 minutes. Pink and Mumford & Sons and 21 Pilots also next. It's 1:30. Here's Duncan Middleton.
Pilots are cleared over the Ethiopian plane crash.
Newsbeat.
2 pop in an hour.
BBC Radio 1. BBC Radio 1. BBC Radio 1.
Rachel, listening at work in Coventry. You know you've made the right choice, Rachel. Are we on in your workplace? Tell me where Radio 1's on. 81199. I'm Scott Mills. Chris Stark is otherwise engaged this afternoon, but that's okay, because I've got the new voices of Radio 1, Ricky, Melvin and Charlie. Charlie's doing Where Do You Think They Were with me next. 21 Pilots, your new show, weekdays at 9 p.m. is Ricky, Melvin and Charlie. Charlie is here. Chris is off today.
Where is he?
I don't know, he's filming something. He does a lot of BBC Sports stuff.
Oh, does he?
I don't really understand it, but
That is Chris.
he seems to enjoy it. But you're here now.
Yay!
Make yourself at home. Right, let's talk to today's Where Do You Think They Were contestants. Good afternoon, Ashley.
Hi.
Hey.
Thanks so much for stepping up and doing this today, because I know it's not easy.
No, not really.
So, Ashley, quick question for you. Do you know the answer that is going to come out of your mum's mouth?
I know a little bit, but I have a feeling I will find out a bit more.
Yeah, you're going to find out all the detail. And who are we going to speak to today?
My mum.
Okay.
What's your mum's name?
Joe.
Joe, okay. Oh, good luck, Joe.
It's definitely worse for the kids than the parents, but then, my mum would hate to do this as well. So I've got to say thank you so much for doing this today, Ashley. You're a hero. You stepped up for Where Do You Think They Were?
It's just embarrassing every time it gets brought up, and now I actually can't believe that it's been literally like a broadcast. But hey ho.
Good luck round the dinner table later.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, we're all in place. We're all ready. Where do you think they were? Is next.
BBC Radio 1, the one for dance.
One at Radio 1.
You're never far from the best dance music on the planet.
We've got Annie Nightingale,
Mr. Jam, Monkey,
Diplo and Friends.
yeah, Annie Mac,
Danny Howard, Pete Tong,
Renee LeBrecht,
Radio 1's Essential Mix.
and many more. And tonight,
Next on.
Check out the madness of the Toddler Tea Shop for all things sound system culture.
Toddler Tea.
from 1 a.m. BBC One.
BBC Radio.
Show me party. I'll be what you want, and it's physical. Keep it subliminal. Show me what you want.
So good. Medusa, Piece of Your Heart on Radio 1. George Ezra and Wiley coming up. Ashley and her mum Jo are on the line. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Woo! Okay, I'm with Charlie Hedges, and we're about to do Where Do You Think They Were? All right, how you feeling, Ashley?
Embarrassed.
Already, and we've not even started.
Not even started yet. Okay, Joe, over to you. What we normally do at this point, Charlie, is we put on some sexy music, so I'll put this on.
Appropriate.
It really sets the scene.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. And Joe, over to you.
So we got married and we'd bought a new house, so we were dead excited. But we couldn't, when we first got the house, we couldn't afford carpets.
Okay. Oh no, it's not a non-carpet story.
Anyway, we'd had the house for about a year, and we were able to afford some carpets, and we got a lovely new blue, like shaggy type carpet in the front room.
Let me just stop you there, Joe. Ashley, is it concerning you that carpet is is being so heavily featured in the story already?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just hope there's no carpet bends coming.
So do I, but you never know. Okay, so you've moved into your house and you got your new carpets.
And at around about the same time, I was asked to be a bridesmaid at my best friend's wedding.
Oh, lovely.
And at the time, I had long hair. I decided for the wedding to get a sort of what they called at the time a spiral perm for the wedding.
Wowza, that's a big one. That's a good looking perm. Yeah.
It was so I could look like Nicole Kidman in Days of Thunder. That was the idea.
Did you actually take that brief into the hairdresser with you? I want to look like Nicole Kidman, but only her in Days of Thunder.
Do you know what? I'm so intrigued as to where this is going. So far, what I'm learning, Scott, is we're going on carpets and curly hair.
Yeah.
Now, where do we go next?
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, the week before the wedding, kind of disaster strikes a bit because my husband broke his leg in a Sunday league football match.
Oh no, not before a wedding.
Was it casted and everything? Was it all bandaged up?
Yeah. It meant that he had to go to the wedding on crutches.
Yeah.
It didn't really matter because my husband at the time very much looked like Tom Cruise.
What a result! What? I mean, you are winning.
This is why you wanted to look like Nicole.
What does he look like now, out of interest? Is he like a battered one, or does he still...
I know,
You got to ask him.
he's still exceptionally handsome, he's just gone a bit grey.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. Scott, you're making me laugh.
Battered Tom Cruise. That's what time will do.
Anyway, sorry.
So he looked very handsome on his crutches. We went to the wedding. However, we were not sat together at the wedding because being a bridesmaid, I was on the top table. So I didn't really see that much of him during the reception. But I suppose we were both looking quite good, and there was lots of looks across the room.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like a very romantic day.
Cool.
So, towards the end of the reception, we got together and we said to each other, shall we go home and shall we have a baby?
Just like that. Just like that.
All right. So, very much planned.
So what was it about the wedding? What gave you these feelings? What was it about the wedding that you was like, do you know what? Let's do this.
Let's do it.
I think it was the whole sort of perm. I was a bridesmaid. It was very romantic.
And in the church, you were feeling kind of separated, and you wanted to be with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just picturing it like you've got all eyes on him.
And she's like, I do.
Yeah, immediately, and I will.
So we went home in between the day reception and the evening do, and I suppose that's where we did the deed and on the blue carpet.
Oh God! Okay.
Oh, this
right.
is where the carpet's coming in.
Right, Ashley, are you okay?
Yeah, just about.
I forgot Ashley was there.
No, she's listening to the whole thing. Right, I need to break. Wait there.
BBC
Mix and Wiley coming up. That is George Ezra. No Chris today, so new to Radio 1, it's Charlie Hedges. Me and Charlie are doing Where Do You Think They Were? Okay, we're in the middle of Where Do You Think They Were? Mum Jo has just dropped this bombshell. Where was Ashley made again?
On the blue carpet.
And where is that carpet?
It was in our brand new house. We're not there at the now. In a place called Ingerby Bower.
Here's a question. Ashley, do you remember this house?
I don't think so.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah.
I think I'd go back and burn that carpet now if I knew if it was still there.
Yeah. I'm really pleased for you because if I could picture that, I'd be like, that's not okay.
No one wants that.
Out of interest, have you got a blue carpet where you live now? Because that could be dangerous.
No, and never will I.
No more new babies being made then as a result.
So you were so up for it that you went home between the day bit of the wedding and the evening bit of the wedding, and that's when the blue carpet occurred.
Yes, we snuck home in between the two bits of the wedding. Crutches, I suppose, were on the floor. But
I was going to say, how does it work with the crutches?
Yeah.
Well, it obviously worked quite well because we've got Ashley.
What about the plaster cast on the carpet though? Sorry, I'm trying to paint a picture here, but like, was that not in the way?
Can we not paint?
Sorry, Ashley. I'm sorry, Ashley.
Wow. Okay.
But can we though?
So the blue carpet there just covered with plaster. But I'm guessing in the heat of the moment you just like fling the crutches to the side, don't you, and get on with it. Ashley.
Yeah.
So now you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you feel?
Speechless, let's say.
No, there's been worse, I think. This is kind of. I mean, it wasn't in a bed, but carpet's fine. We've had people being made on bridges in theatre orchestra pits.
I heard the stairs one when I was listening a little while ago.
Yeah.
I think yours is quite normal, to be honest. I wouldn't feel bad about it, Ashley. We've all had to come from somewhere.
Okay.
That was really not convincing, was it?
BBC
Radio
1.
How are you feeling, please, after today's Where Do You Think They Were? Text me 81199.
BBC Radio 1.
BBC Radio 1 BBC Radio 1
BBC
Radio 1.
Scott Mills here playing Lewis Capaldi, still number one, and could well be tomorrow. Find out with me on the official chart from 4. He's coming up. Also Arctic Monkeys and new Circa Waves now. Stu in Birmingham didn't like the carpet on Where Do You Think They Were being described as blue and shaggy, especially after what happened on it. I understand what you're saying. This is Radio 1.
This is
Scott Mills.
BBC Radio 1. Then we go back.
Macklemore, Ryan Lewis on BBC Radio 1. Today's Where Do You Think They Were really involved a blue carpet. Jack, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate.
Yeah?
How you doing?
Yeah, how do you find it today?
Oh, it's a bit tame, to be honest, Scott.
Tame?
Yeah, tame.
They can't all be on Concord every week, Jack.
Yeah, it was quite tame. Yeah, she had a cool mum, though, for how casual she was.
Yeah, I mean, compared to other weeks, I guess tame.
So, towards the end of the reception, we got together and we said to each other, shall we go home and shall we have a baby?
Oh, just like that. Just like that.
All right, so very much planned. Amy, how are you feeling?
With one word, it would be unclean.
Oh my gosh, Mama, we made it!
This is literally the dream. Ricky, Melvin, Charlie.
1.
Tonight it's the highbrow segment the nation has been waiting for.
Yep, stupid question time is here. All questions welcome as long as they're stupid.
Listen at 9 p.m.
On BBC Radio 1. BBC
Radio 1.
Scott Mills, that was Lewis Capaldi. I've got a new bit of music for you now from our BBC Introducing list. It's 6 lads from Essex called Monster Florence. Now, having had many a night out in Essex and realising that everyone dresses the same, good news, none of these lads have a black roll neck or the same hair as Joey Essex. This track is called Peepin' on Radio 1.
Who's a peeping through my window?
Hello, Harry, who's feeling chilled out, kind of sunny day vibes to this. I don't know your name, but this person says, was not paying attention to the radio. Please say who they are. I need to know. I like it. It's Monster Florence. 6 lads from Essex. The track is Peepin'.
This is
Scott Mills.
BBC Radio 1.
Ricky, Melvin and Charlie are helping me out today cause no Chris, and it's the first week of them being on Radio 1, so let's get them on more. Work them. I found another one. It's Ricky. Hi.
Hello.
Right, so I've had Charlie in already.
Yeah.
Does Melvin, is he always the one that shows up later?
Do you know what? In fairness to Melvin, if he's being paid, he's normally the first one to arrive.
And that's why he's not here.
Cat's out of the bag.
All right, so we normally do this thing called Bangers, which is dead easy. Yeah. I pick a song, you pick a song, we're normally Chris, and the listener comes on and just says why they want it and picks the banger for Thursday.
Okay, cool.
All right,
that works.
So if you're cool with that, we'll do it about 2:40. First week, how's it going?
First week, been pretty amazing. Like, it's been awesome.
It is good here.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's everything that you think it's going to be times 100. It's so good.
And it has, I don't want to go extenders on it, but it is like family.
Do you know what it is as well? Because you walk around there and you're just like, even when we bumped into you the other day, we're just like, oh, there's Scott. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Chris over there. Okay.
Yeah.
You kind of have to like sort yourself out and get a grip a little bit.
I heard on your first show you found a lot of condoms in Mel's bag.
The mad thing about that was, it was literally about 5 minutes before we went on air, and our producer, I actually didn't see anything. My producer just said, look, this is the situation. Our producer Shannon's gone into his bag looking for post-it notes and has seen a bundle of condoms.
How many were you talking?
I think I didn't actually, I was never given a number, but I reckon it was about between 20 and 30 condoms.
What a confident man.
He's thinking that, new place of work.
Right, exactly.
New opportunities.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I never run out.
I'm going to say that I'm on Radio 1 is the first thing I said. All right, Ricky, I'll be with you in a bit.
Thanks, bro.
BBC
When we all fall asleep, where do we go?
Radio 1 number 1 album tomorrow, surely. I'll have the official chart at 4.
BBC Radio 1.
Two down, one to go. Melvin O'Doon will join me for Great Escapes in half an hour on BBC Radio 1. That was Jamie T. Now is when you call for bangers. I'm on 03 700 100 100. 2:30, here's Duncan Middleton.
Pilots are praised for trying to stop the Ethiopian plane crash.
Newsbeat.
In an hour's time.
BBC Radio 1.
Let's get
BBC
Radio
1. BBC
Radio 1.
Joanna in Cumbran says, we are killing it with the tunes this afternoon. And Tom in Birmingham as well, really liking that. Jonas Brothers and Sucker.
This
is
BBC
Radio 1.
Scott Mills.
Listen to Ricky, Melvin and Charlie, 9 p.m. weekdays, apart from Fridays. Ricky is here with me.
Hello.
Charlie's already been on. No Chris today, so he's helping me out with bangers. Have you got a good choice?
I think I've got an amazing choice today, Scott.
All right, let's speak to Sophie. Hey, Sophie.
Hi.
Where are you today?
In Hastings.
Okay, what's going on?
Not a lot. School runs and the fun stuff.
Now, I want to introduce you to one of Radio 1's brand new DJs.
Mm-hmm.
This is Ricky.
Hello.
Hi, Sophie. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. You?
Really, really good. I went to Hastings. I've been to Hastings a couple of times. I went to like a big party on the pier. Have you ever done that? So, what was it called?
Pier Jam.
Pier Jam.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Have you been to it as well?
I've been twice. It was pretty good when I went. Jim Levy and things like that. So.
Yeah, it was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. I should go again, actually. Do they still do it?
I think so, yeah. I think they're doing another one this year.
Okay.
So.
Sophie, you know how you love and listen to the Radio 1 DJs every day?
Yeah.
You're going to get to know and to love Ricky like you do the rest of us.
Yeah.
It's going to be part of your life.
Okay.
Not just him. Obviously, he comes as with Melvin and Charlie as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen to their show. Give it a try at 9 p.m, okay?
Yeah, I will, definitely, yep.
So who do you normally pick on bangers, Scott or Chris?
Can't love, probably Chris. To be
Really?
Good, because he's not here. All right, so here's my choice for you.
If you want me, you got to show me love. Words are so easy to say, but you got to show.
That's not bad.
I've chosen the Sam Felt version of Show Me Love today, just a little bit different from me.
This is tough for me because I actually love that song and I love that version as well.
The version is good.
It's a great version.
All right, so that's my choice.
All right, but my choice is you could have this. In Paris, Jay-Z and Kanye West, one of their biggest songs ever as a duo.
That's crack.
All right, over to you, Sophie.
It's got to be Ricky.
Oh.
It's got to be. Sorry.
Okay. Here it is.
One song only.
Saffron in Birmingham, I love you too, but I thank you for noting that my bangers recently are rubbish. She says, bring back the cheesy goodness. That's what we need. You need to bring back the cheese. I know, I've just tried to change it up and it's not going my way. Millie is so mad about that. She's like, you're the obvious winner, Scott. Ricky wins it with Jay-Z.
Coming up tomorrow
on Weekend Breakfast with Matt and Molly.
You are on a mission to start every sentence with the next letter of the alphabet.
Are you up for it?
Am I? Alphabetical.
With Joe Sugg and Casper Lee.
Listen tomorrow from 8. BBC.
BBC Radio 1.
At 1:40 this afternoon, today's Where Do You Think They Were involved Ashley and her mum. And her mum described to Ashley in detail where she was made, where she was conceived, which was on a blue shag pile carpet. Now, I know it's not the easiest thing to do, but I do need you to take one for the team on this, please. I asked you for this earlier, unbelievably, and normally you're very helpful. Unbelievably, not one email yet. So come on. All I need is you and one of your parents on the phone. Be a hero for this show. We can't do it without you. Email scott.mills@bbc.co.uk. Just a few uncomfortable minutes of listening from one of your parents about what is the most natural thing in the world. Come on, email me.
Radio 1.
Scott Mills.
Tune of the week, Zara Larsson. So the last track, Ruin My Life, was also Tune of the Week on this show. Can you tell I quite enjoy Zara Larsson? That is Don't Worry About Me on Radio 1. Album coming soon.
BBC
Radio 1.
Scott Mills on Radio 1 with music from Panic at the Disco coming up. Duke Dumont and the 1975. We're recording something mad exciting, just confirmed, next week, which I would love to tell you about, but they'll find me. But it does involve some people from one of... I've got to be really careful. Some people from one of the biggest shows in the world, which you are going to absolutely love. I'll be in a position to tell you more soon, but it's big. Also on the show, next week, Monday, Danny Dyer, girl, junior, meets her number one fan. He's back, superfan Steve.
Pussy.
BBC
Radio 1.
BBC
Radio 1.
Please, can whoever took the laptop charger off Nilly's desk, please return it. Don't you love those internal or staff emails you get at work? That's the latest one that's just arrived, but put it back. Thank you. This is Panic at the Disco. Hey, look, Mara, I made it. It's Radio 1. fuming. It's so annoying when your stuff goes missing at work, isn't it? This happened to Lindsay in Bolton the other day. Someone took her favourite mug. It's still not been returned. That was like when someone took my Princess Diana one from my mug from my desk ages ago. I never got it back. You know what you used to do?
You're under a citizen's arrest! You're under a citizen's arrest! You're under a citizen's arrest! And I'll tell you what, you are too!
Scott Mills.
This is BBC
Radio
1.
New two-door cinema club and Ariana Grande come in. Ricky and Charlie of Ricky, Melvin and Charlie fame, new to Radio 1, have already been on today. That leaves Melvin.
Hello, Mr. Scott Mills. How
Hello,
you doing, brother?
It's nice to actually be on the radio with you.
This is a privilege for me, bro. Because you're a legend.
Whatever.
A G.
How's the first week going?
Scary at first, but we're settling in.
Terrifying. I remember the first time I talked on Radio 1, my dad actually rang me and went, yeah, that wasn't very good. I'm like, okay,
no way.
Thanks. I think I just went, Radio 1, that was so-and-so, and this is so-and-so, because I was too actually scared to say anything more than just what the songs were. So in my opinion, you were smashing it on Monday.
I would start crying if my mum said that.
He didn't mean it like that, but he was a bit like, yeah, you can do better than that. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I'm really nervous.
It's tough love. I respect that.
Yeah. Right, so we do this thing called Great Escapes. This all started when a girl spent the night, and this isn't allowed, at Sandhurst Military College, and then had to work out what to do to get out of there the next day, really sharpish.
Then we had to sneak down this little grassy embankment into the car, and then got in the front seat, had to bend over with my head in between my knees.
Wow.
And he put a blanket over me as we were driving out.
That's not allowed, by the way, staying on military bases.
Why?
It's just not, I don't think it is. If you have to go out with a bag on your head, then that suggests that it's probably that's not the done thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Then we had, for future, and then we had a girl who did a swim of shame. Most people do the walk. She did a swim after going for a date with someone who was on a boat.
I managed to get my leg over this little barrier and get my leg onto the jetty.
Yeah.
So I've got one leg on the jetty, one leg on the boat. Basically did the splits and I got as far as I could go and I fell backwards into the water.
This is the worst. This is the worst experience ever after a date.
The swim of shame.
The swim of shame.
Me and Melvin are going to go through another one of your stories next after Two Door Cinema Club and Talk, brand new. They smashed it again. Two Door Cinema Club. It's so good, that. Talk on Radio 1. Mike's on.
How we doing? All right.
So you got a great escape for us. I'm joined today, not by Chris, but by Melvin O'Doom, new to Radio 1.
Hello, Mike.
How we doing, Melv?
Very well, thank you.
All right, so where does it start, Mike?
So I was out in town with a few mates. I happened to bump into a girl I know. And then we went back to hers and just the night just kind of carried away as it does. So my escape plan comes now. Now we're to the morning and we're laid there and we're thinking everything's cool. Said they want to keep it low key, but as we say that, there's a knock at her door.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it's not boyfriend, is it?
And she's like, oh no, it's like her best friend knocking on the door. And she was like, oh, don't worry about it. She'll go away. She'll go away in a minute. But she didn't go away.
What's the problem though with you being there when best friend arrives, or do you just want to keep it low key and no one knows?
Yeah, you would keep her export. Yeah, that's why she's a respectable girl. She doesn't,
Oh right, so you was trying to hide her dignity by doing that.
For me, I'd like to shout it from the rooftops because, I scored massively. Probably not for her, so she probably wanted to keep it a bit more low.
Right. Okay.
All right. All right, so you wanted to shout it from up high and she wanted to keep it on the low massively.
So she's basically ashamed of you.
Oh, she just didn't want to share me with anyone else, did she, Mal?
Which is fine. I live that lifestyle all the time, bro.
I was going to say, are you a seasoned escaper?
Yeah, I've done it a few times.
Okay, do you want to tell me about that?
Worst time was basically I was invited to this house party in a mansion and the owners of this house left to go on holiday and left everyone in this house. So I met this lovely young lady, then woke up in the morning and realised it was a big mistake, so tried to escape. But I was locked in this house, so I had to climb over a fence to escape.
Right. I knew you'd have a story. And I like it that it was a mansion as well, of course it was.
It's just in the middle of nowhere.
Wow. So you got out eventually, but you just had to be like Spider-Man about it.
And climb over.
Yeah. Okay, Mike, so the friend's knocking on the door. You're going, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah, so she was like, she'll go away in a minute. And then a friend starts shouting through the letterbox, starts shouting her name, and it's just like, I know you're in there. So she was like, what do we do? What do we do? So I was like, she was like, you've got to hide. And I'm like, where am I going to hide? So do your stereotypical under the bed. No, can't fit under there.
Never hide under, and don't hide under the bed. That's what they're doing in films. First place they're going to look.
Yeah, but it's the first place you think to hide though, right?
Yeah, it kind of is when you're panicking. Okay, so what are the other options?
The other option's wardrobe, but that's just full of like girl stuff, man. You can't get in there.
Right, fair enough.
It's packed.
And I said, right, go and answer the door. She was like, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm going out the window. And she was like, no, you can't go out the window. And I was like, there is no time. You need to go answer that door.
How high up are we talking here?
Bathroom window upstairs.
Are you like, I'm going to break my legs?
Oh, no. I was always that kid when you was growing up, the stupid one that just jump off buildings and stuff.
So you did it again?
Yeah, why not? You know, but at least this time I was doing it for an even better reason than what I was when I was a kid.
I mean, you must really like this girl.
So yeah, with that, she's at the door. I give her the nod. She opens the door. I just jump for it. Jump for the grass. Got to try and miss the patio because that would break my leg.
You're away, are you?
Well, yeah, that's it. Kind of just off the dirt. Ran and jumped over the back fence onto the main road. Started walking home, feeling like a boss, feeling like I got away with everything. But that turns out that wasn't the case because as you open her front door, it looks straight into the front room, which has a big window at the back of it. So her friend stood there and just watched the body flail down and hit the ground, get up and jump over the fence.
I presume you never saw this girl again because she was clearly ashamed.
Oh, no. Yeah, we had a little thing.
Are you still hidden from friends?
Oh, no. I was allowed to exit through the front door from now on in, so that was all right.
Coming up tomorrow
on Weekend Breakfast with Matt and Molly.
You are on a mission to start every sentence with the next letter of the alphabet.
Are you up for it?
Am I? Alphabetical.
With Joe Sugg and Casper Lee.
Listen tomorrow from 8. 1. BBC.
1. You can hit it in the morning. Yeah, like it's yours. I know it ain't right, but I don't care.
Ariana Grande on Radio 1. Recent scenes from one of this next artist's gigs. They love it. He's on tour at the moment. It's Jerry Cinnamon. This is Belter on Radio 1.
She is a bit.
You can just hear that at all the festivals this year. Jerry Cinnamon and Belter on Radio 1. Vampire Weekend coming up. It's 3:30. Here's Newsbeat with Duncan Middleton.
A teenage killer appeals his sentence.
Newsbeat.
This is Newsbeat, back at 4:30.
BBC.
Radio 1.
BBC.
Radio 1. BBC.
BBC.
Radio 1. Oh my gosh, Mama, we made it!
This is literally a dream. Ricky, Melvin, Charlie.
1. Tonight is the highbrow segment the nation has been waiting for.
Yep, stupid question time is here. All questions welcome as long as they're stupid.
Listen at 9 p.m.
On BBC Radio 1.
1. BBC.
Radio 1.
Could I interest you in Cupid's Chokehold by Gym Class Heroes? Okay then, that's coming up. That's Nick Jonas and Tuvalo, and it's Scott Mills. So Joe has been on to me. Joe is maid of honour at Jess's Hen Do, which is this weekend. No pressure, Joe, but you need to nail it this weekend because you're in charge. But I actually think this will probably help. So all the hens are now listening from the massive house that they've hired, and Jess is on the way there now and will be listening to Radio 1. That's what Joe tells me. Hey Jess, good luck. I know you'll hate this because you hate surprises and you know absolutely nothing about this weekend, so it's kind of killing you. I know everything. Good luck with it. Have a good weekend. Right, this next track is by an Icelandic singer called Glowy. Not real name, she's 21. Just as well ready because I would never in a million years be able to pronounce it. The surname's got approximately 28 letters.
Scott Mills.
Is it something I said? It's a mystery that I can't solve. So what I ever do to you to make you be so cool, to make you be so cool.
That's Chloe and Cruel. New pop on Radio 1. Grimmy's with you from 4. BB Rexha's playing the honesty game. This is Radio 1. You see Joe in Somerset, you are having a rubbish day. Then I go and play Gym Class Heroes and you've perked right up, haven't you?
BBC Radio 1.
That's the Amazons and Mother on BBC Radio 1. On Monday's show, Danny Dyer, the Love Island one, not the EastEnders one, is going to get a call from her number one fan, superfan Steve. Do you remember when David Guetta got a call and was very confused? Who is Anne-Marie's favourite Spice Girl? Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie.
Steve.
Me? Did I win?
Yeah, you won.
Sporty Spice.
Was that what you were going to say?
Sporty Spice.
Yeah, like you would have said that, but Anne-Marie got there first.
Yeah, I got that
Yes.
Steve. Steve.
It's so awkward.
Steve.
It's back on Monday with Danny Dyer.
1 BBC Radio 1. I got this feeling.
It's Friday the 5th of April, it's 4 o'clock, and this is Scott Mills with Britain's new official chart. This show is all about the biggest and best 40 tunes in the UK right now. Today, huge, lots of big climbers, 5 massive new entries, and I'm catching up with actor Idris Elba. It's all your favourite hits until 5:45 on Radio 1.
This is the official chart.
The official chart.
With Scott Mills.
The only one
that counts.
And all of these want to be number 1. Can Lewis Capaldi make it 6 weeks at the top with Someone You Loved? Or could Billie Eilish go straight to the top of the chart today with her new track, Bad Guy?
I'm the bad guy.
And do not rule out Calvin and Rag & Bone Man. They've been waiting weeks for that number 1. Today could finally be the day. Let's start with a big new entry. Brand new track from Ariana Grande and Victoria Monet.
40.
I don't care where you been. Where you been, Cletus?
10 million views now in 2 days for that video. That is Ariana Grande with Victoria Monet, who is a huge songwriter in her own right as well. She co-wrote 7 Rings and Thank You Next, and has written loads of other tracks as well for artists like T.I. and Fifth Harmony. Monopoly is new at 40. Welcome, I'm Scott. Fridays mean it's the countdown of the tracks you have streamed, downloaded, viewed or bought in the last 7 days on the UK's only official chart. Declan says, yes, Friday doesn't properly start in my life until the official chart is on. Hello Louisa in Cheltenham, who is excited to see if Billie Eilish is the number 1 album in the UK tonight. Surely, right? And also a few of the tracks from the album will make it into the singles chart as well, I can tell you that. 5 new entries, and this is the second for 19-year-old Atlanta rapper and singer Lil Nas X. There's been controversy in the US with this track. It was removed from the official country chart for not being country enough. However, it's described as a cross between country, rap and trap. This is Old Town Road. It's brand new.
39.
Hello, Jess. I know it's your hen do this weekend and you don't know where you're going yet. I can tell you, you are going to Torquay. All your friends have messaged me to go, would you tell her? So, Jess, it's Torquay this weekend. Enjoy. Also, Ben, the landscaper, early finish on a Friday. Let me know where you are, what you're doing. Weekend plans, 81199 at BBC R1. Lil Nas X is new at 39. 38 is 7 Rings, Ariana Grande. Panic at the Disco, High Hopes at 37. And George is 36. having a well-earned rest after his massive tour of the UK. George Ezra, back up 2 at 36. Pretty Shining People. Hi Tash and Alex, driving from Cardiff to Southampton for a university open day. Daisy, Lindsay, Graham and the DH runners that are running Manchester Marathon this weekend. Oh yes, get all the carbs. Carb up. Matt and Courtney in Lincoln are on their way home. School is out for Easter break. 2 weeks off. # teachers on tour. 35 is George Ezra again with Shotgun, a Boogie with a Hoodie and 6ix9ine swerving at 34. And Dave is next with Stratum, 33. Dave is 33 with Stratum from the album Psychodrama, former #1 album. Hello, Lewis and Katie, on their way to Brighton from Nottingham to be reunited with their best mates Millie and Paul. Lewis Capaldi for #1 tonight. If he does, that'll be 6 weeks for someone he loved. Incredible if he does it. Claire, Henry and Ollie heading to Devon for a huge family holiday. Hello. And this person says, you say you're the only official chart. Do you know that on Heart they say that they're official too? Yeah, that's not true. This is the only official chart. Started on Radio 1 and it's still here. I'm Scott Mills. Down 7. Next it's Cardi B and Bruno Mars, Please Me. 32. So Millie and Harrison are on a 7-hour drive to Snowdonia to do Europe's longest zip line and also the fastest in the world. That is not for me. Millie, I know that you are absolutely terrified, but it'll be fine. It'll be over in like seconds. They're saying Billie Eilish for #1 album and #1 single tonight. Could be. That was Please Me, Cardi B, Bruno Mars, 32. Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper, Shallow at 31. YNW Melly, Murder on My Mind, this week's number 30.
You don't need a TV license if you're a student, right? Spoiler alert! If you watch or download BBC programmes on iPlayer or watch any live TV on any device, you need to be covered by a TV licence. Know the facts. Check if you need one. Visit tvl.co.uk/uni. The official chart
with Scott Mills. The race for #1 is on tonight between Lewis Capaldi and Billie Eilish and Calvin Harris and Rag & Bone Man. Lewis is actually next. His gigs are basically just massive sing-alongs at the moment. That was in Dublin the other night. Just finished off a few nights of big shows. Lewis Capaldi is next with Grace.
29.
Lewis Capaldi, 29. I just mentioned Millie, who is doing the fastest zip line in the world this weekend. Hiya.
Hiya, you alright?
Yeah, I just thought I'd get you on for some reassurance, which I can't offer you any of.
I'm actually so scared, I can't tell you. My boyfriend's really looking forward to it. It's for his birthday.
When's it happening?
It's tomorrow at 10 a.m, so think of us.
Hey, do you know, I've just looked it up, within 10 seconds you go from 0 to 60 miles an hour.
Oh, that actually sounds horrendous.
Good luck with that. 28 this week. Blueface.
Blueface, baby.
Tatiana Blueface, 28, and next, it's the guy that's treated us to a lot of Instagram topless dancing this week. Sam Smith with Normani. Kevin Sam Smith, Normani on Radio 1's official chart. I'm Scott Mills. They've been together since 98, so they've really perfected how to say their name perfectly in sync at the same time.
Hi, we're Westlife, and our brand new single, Better Man, is out. Do you like it? I love it. Do you like it? Do you like it? It's a tune. It's a tune. I hope you like it too.
Written by Ed Sheeran, Better Man is new at 26 on the official chart from Radio 1. Thanks Westlife, and more importantly, thanks Ed Sheeran. Coming up, Idris Elba will be on this official chart. It's 4:30 on Radio 1. His Newsbeat with Nesta McGregor.
Theresa May wants another delay to Brexit.
Newsbeat. The official chart.
On BBC Radio 1, 25.
Very sexy, Keisha. Shake that insane. Very sexy, Keisha, Becky.
That is Russ and the follow-up to Gun Lean, which came out last year, and Tion Wayne, who is also on that NSG Options track, which is coming up later on the chart. Russ, Tion Wayne, Keisha and Becky, 25. Hello, Nick, who is listening to the tunes while heading for spoons and wishes Chris Stark and his beloved Watford a win at Wembley this weekend. No one was more surprised than me. Well, I did know that I did it, but it appeared today on the BBC Sport website under football. Me and Chris predicting the FA Cup scores with Loro. That's a first. Becky and her Hindu gang in Liverpool, hello. Lauren in Hemel Hempstead, who says Billie Eilish for number 1. Also, we're talking about that massive zip wire in Wales earlier. Her sister's done it. Absolutely fine. You'll be fine, Millie, if you're still listening. Okay, who's going to be number 1 tonight? Is it going to be Calvin Harris and Rag & Bone Man, finally? Or will it be 6 weeks for Lewis Capaldi? Or will Billie Eilish go straight to the top with Bad Guy? Coming next, 24, it's Ava Max. Last week's official chart guest, that is Ava Max and Sweet But Psycho, number 24, on the countdown of all the tracks that are the most popular in the UK this week. Britain's only official chart from Radio 1, Fridays at 4. A lot of people heading home from uni for Easter, like Simone, and also Nadia and George, stuck in traffic on their way home from uni. Have a good break. Katie!
Hello.
What's your plans this weekend then?
We are heading to Brighton to see our friends Millie and Paul, so very excited.
Okay, where from?
From Nottingham.
Okay, so quite a way. Have you started driving yet, or are you on the way there? Are you there, or what?
We're on the way. We've been driving since 2, so yeah.
Okay.
Nearly there, not far to go.
Have you been Brighton before?
Yeah, we've been a few times before, but tomorrow we're going on the I360, so...
What's that?
It's like the British Airways thing. Have you not heard of it?
No. Oh, hang on, I do know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the beach. It's a big, massive pole, basically. You go up and there's a bar at the top, so...
Yes. All right,
Yeah.
Enjoy. Have an amazing weekend. Who do you think number 1's going to be? Calvin Harris, Lewis Capaldi, Billie Eilish?
Calvin Harris all the way.
It's been number 2 for
Definitely.
ages. He doesn't deserve it again.
This is the official charts with Scott Mills.
Dave at 23 with J Hus, Disaster. And still on the chart at 22, down 5, Post Malone, Wow. Lois and Eddie on the way to London to party with their old uni friends. Out in North London tonight. Charlotte says, I love Idris Elba. Boasty is such a tune. Me and my boyfriend always dancing to it. Boasty is coming up, and I will be chatting to real life Idris Elba.
21. When I'm underneath the bright lights, when I'm trapped, so don't call me up.
Radio 1's official chart, Mabel is down 5 at 21, Don't Call Me Up. And into the top 20, it's Ava Max at 20, So Am I.
It's the official charts
With Scott Mills.
on BBC Radio 1.
And here is our next new entry. Chart debut for Coventry rapper J1 on the official chart. This is huge online. The video getting 1.5 million views in less than a week. Sideman from 1Extra is in the video for Your Missus.
Yo, it's your boy J1. I'm gassed that Mrs. charted today. Big shout out to Radio 1 and love to all the supporters that supported me on this one. Get me? Bow.
19.
I'm taking your missus. Nah, brother, I'm joking. Bobo stay busy in a bando, and he told me it's getting all boring. I'm taking your missus.
One of 5 new entries this week, number 19 on Radio 1's official chart. That is Your Missus, J1. Back to the singles in a second. Meanwhile, over on your album chart, number 5 this week is Queen with the original soundtrack to Bohemian Rhapsody. George Ezra up 1 place on the albums, Staying at Tamara's, number 4.
3.
Tom Walker, number 3, up 1. What a Time to Be Alive.
2.
Back up 1 place to number 2. It's The Greatest Showman.
1.
This week's number 1 on the album chart. New, Billie Eilish with her debut, When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? At 17, the youngest female artist in UK chart history to ever score a number 1 album.
The official charts on BBC Radio 1.
The only one that counts.
Next, it's Sigrid.
18. I know I should.
The official chart
with Scott Mills.
17.
Down 7 this week, number 17, Options, NSG, Tion Wayne.
On Monday.
Picking your nose is not disgusting.
More of the nation's unpopular opinions.
Radio 1 Breakfast.
With Greg James.
Listen Monday morning from 8. This is the official chart.
With Scott Mills.
Who's going to be number 1 tonight? 6 weeks for Lewis Capaldi. Maybe a brand new entry for Bad Guy, Billie Eilish, or Calvin and Rag & Bone Man. Stay there, you'll find out. It's Khalid next. So Amanda is travelling from Northampton to Liverpool for some family time. Charts making it go a lot faster. And Becky in Loughborough, who is patiently waiting for me to chat to Idris Elba. That's happening soon. Khalid is number 16 with Disclosure and Talk. 15 is Marshmallow Churches here with me. And Pink, Walk Me Home 14. Her album, Hurts to Be Human, will be out in 3 weeks' time. Her 8th album. Next on your official chart, she has the number 1 album this week. First appearance in the singles for Billie Eilish.
13.
Baby, I don't feel so good. 6 words. I just kinda wish you were gay.
From her debut number 1 album, When We Fall Asleep, where do we go? Billie Eilish, back in the chart at 13, Wish You Were Gay.
12.
I'm so tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs.
This is the UK's only official chart on Radio 1. Lauv and Troye Sivan, I'm So Tired, at number 12. Idris Elba.
Man like Scott Mills, what's happening?
How are you?
All right, brother, I'm very good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you right now, from what you can tell me?
Well, I'm in my dressing room in a film studio. I'm wearing a 70s wig and a ridiculous moustache. I've got like a Gabici top on and brown Farrahs. Yeah, man.
Okay. Can I ask what you're filming for?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I'm doing this TV show called In the Long Run. It's a comedy, and it's about me when I was about 13 years old. It's about my family. A bundle of laughs, that's all I can tell you.
And obviously you're in your luxurious trailer right now.
No, I'm in a dressing room, and it's all right. I've got a TV, and I'm about to play a game of FIFA online.
Okay, so busy then. I know what it's like. You know, they take ages to set up the next scene. You've got to keep yourself busy, haven't you?
Do you know what I'm saying? They've got to keep my thumbs busy, man.
You're in the actual official chart with Boasty. That's quite cool, isn't it?
Mate, I can't even believe that, man. Like, I'm so, like, honestly, I'm beside myself with it, because, like, you know, I've been DJing a long time and making beats and stuff, but to have a record in the charts, that's like next level, like dream making stuff.
How did you get on board with Boasty then?
Right, the truth of the matter is that I was literally on my way to Ibiza to DJ, and the original Boasty song came on, and I was in my van, and we was at the airport, me and my missus, and I started dancing, and she filmed me dancing, and we put it online, and the next thing you know, I got in contact with Wiley. I goes, yeah, I love this tune. If you're ever doing a remix, give us a shot. And he goes, go on, send it in. So I did. And that's literally how it happened.
That's so good. You know, when I get to do like the chart countdown at the end, and it just feels quite exciting to me that I'm going, number 11, it's Wiley, Stefflon Don, Sean Paul and Idris Elba with Boasty. It's like, wow, that's a thing.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? I mean, I love it, and people love the tune. You know what I mean? It just reminds people of like a golden era in sort of music, you know what I mean? That old school reggae vibe.
So do you know, I mean, obviously you know Wiley, but have you met like Sean Paul and Stefflon Don?
So Steph I know, and she was the first person I called about the tune.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, I love it, let me jump on it. And I was like, you're joking, all right then. And then no sooner as she did that, she called up Sean Paul. I go, you're not calling Sean Paul, that'd be silly. She called him up. He sent me a voice note, and he said something like, yo, man, tune tough, man, tune tough. And then I was like, is that Sean Paul? And then next thing you know, he jumped on the tune, and then here we are.
Is he in your phone now?
No, he ain't. Shut up, Al. If he was in my phone, I'd be calling him up and saying, so they got something, shut up, Al. He'd be like, stop doing that.
At all times, yeah. You are doing a lot at the moment. Movies, TV, music. What's the next big project after this one you just told me about that you're excited about?
Hobbs and Shaw with The Rock and Jason Statham. I'm super excited about that. Yeah, it's a proper, like, you know, action flick, and it's good to be part of that sort of Fast and Furious franchise.
What's more nerve-wracking, because you're playing Coachella in a few weeks, have you been before?
I've not been before. No.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it though.
What do you think is more nerve-wracking, playing Coachella or playing a set for Harry and Meghan at their reception?
Definitely Harry and Meghan, man. You know what I mean? Like, pressure. No. You know what I mean? It's only the royal wedding, but no. Actually, that was a good laugh. That was just a nice, say, family event, but it was a nice family event. You know.
Yeah. Do you know, I really enjoyed it when you sat in for Pete Tong. Can you come and do that again soon, please?
Hey, thank you for that, man. Yeah, I had a great time doing that as well, man. That was amazing. My first show on Radio 1, covering for the man like Pete.
Right.
Yeah, it was great.
Exactly. Listen,
I'll be back. If you want me, Scott, I'll be back.
Right, okay. It's done. Thank you so much, Idris. Boasty is number 11.
Bossy. Around the world cause I'm bossy.
Wiley, Stefan Don, Sean Paul, Idris Elba, Boasty is number 11. Can't believe respect to him. What a legend. What a good bloke. Danielle in Manchester. Hi, Danielle. She says, Idris even sounds divine when you can't see him. The voice. What a beautiful man. Yeah, I'm pretty starstruck by that, actually. Hi, Snod in Skipton, stuck in horrendous traffic, but the charts are sounding class today, so it's all fine. Romany, Charlotte and Summer have got a 3-hour drive home from Alton Towers. They're really lost, but Radio 1's all good, so they're fine. And also, Alex and Matthew, two very excited boys in the car about to break up for Easter. Scott Mills with your official chart on Radio 1. I'm about to play you the 10 songs you have streamed, downloaded, viewed or bought in the last 7 days. All of these want to be number 1. It could be 6 weeks for Lewis Capaldi with Someone You Loved. Number 1 album, can Billie Eilish go straight to the top of the singles chart with her new track, Bad Guy? It's been number 2 for what feels like forever. It could be the turn of Calvin Harris and Rag & Bone Man tonight with Giant at number 1. Here's your top 10 and the biggest climber up 22 places for Medusa. 10. Massive climber this week, Medusa featuring Good Boys. Number 10 is Piece of Your Heart on Radio 1. 9. Ariana Grande, Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored is number 9 on your official chart. Hey Natalie!
Hi Scott!
What's going on this weekend?
I'm off to Essex for my baby shower.
What happens at a baby shower, please?
Well, basically, it's where friends and family all come together and celebrate the baby that's going to be due in a few weeks' time.
Oh, is it a few weeks away?
Yeah, 5 weeks today is my due date.
Yay! Okay, well, have fun.
Thank you.
You got loads of people going, have you?
Yeah, I think it's probably about 15, 20 people, so quite a few.
Oh, that'd be nice. Okay, and who do you think is going to be number 1 this evening?
Well, I would like it to be Lewis Capaldi, but I think it's going to be Billie Eilish.
You think Billie Eilish, which means she will dominate both the singles and albums chart. It's a phenomenon, that's what it is.
It is, yeah, I won't be surprised.
All right, cool. Listen, enjoy your baby shower, okay? Is there a theme?
Yeah, there's a Lion King / Safari theme.
Lion King / what?
Safari.
Sure. Of course there is.
8. Paris Fashion Week, I'm watching Louis Vuitton. Saw her favourite rapper, listen, now she feeling my song. But everything she do is for the media. I might duck you through your bridge and I don't need ya. Your ex was always trying to follow, I'm a leader. Her body type, she looking hot up like a fever. Got me looking eager.
Still Bangles, AJ Tracy, Mostak, Fashion Week number 8.
BBC Radio 1, the one for dance.
1 at Radio 1.
You're never far from the best dance music on the planet.
We've got
Annie Nightingale,
Mr. Jam,
Benji B,
Diplo and Friends.
Yeah! Mac,
Danny Howard, Pete Tong,
Toddler T,
Radio 1's Essential Mix,
Radio 1's Residency,
and many more.
and this afternoon, turn it up.
Next on
Get Radio 1's Dance Anthems from 6 p.m.
the official charts
on BBC Radio 1.
Dave and Burna Boy, number 7.
Your time, and my dog is on probation.
another 5 years.
Dave, Burner Boy, Location, down 1 at 7. It's the top 10 on Radio 1. Billie Eilish has debut album at number 1 this week, and also in the running for number 1 single with another track from the album. She was talking to Annie Mac earlier this week about her album, but her dog interrupted.
I really wanted to create a space where the album could be more of an experience instead of just something that you listen to. I wanted you to be able to feel it and see it and smell it and hold it and touch it and like really understand the way that I view it instead of like, you know, it's just my album. It's just Pepper! Bro, hold on, give me a second. Pepper!
Oh, she just wants to join in.
Number 6.
What do you want from me? Why don't you run from me? What are you? Where do we go?
BBC
Radio 5.
We go together.
4 songs left. Jonas Brothers, Sucker, down 1 place at 5.
I'm a sucker for you.
Tom Walker, down 1 at 4. Then, Billie Eilish, Lewis Capaldi, Calvin Harris and Rag & Bowman. After weeks at number 2, this is also down a place.
3.
I understood loneliness before I knew what it.
On Annie Mac's show tonight, that is Calvin Harris with Rag & Bowman, number 3.
The official charts on BBC Radio 1.
The only one that counts.
And this is the new top 20. At 20, Ava Max, So Am I. Your missus, J1, 19. Sigrid, 18, Don't Feel Like Crying. NSG, Tion Wayne, Options at 17. 16 this week on the official chart, Khalid with Talk. 15, Here With Me, Marshmallow, Churches. 14, Walk Me Home, Pink. Billie Eilish, Wish You Were Gay, this week's 13. I'm So Tired, Lauv, Troye Sivan, number 12. Wiley, Stefflon Don, Sean Paul, Idris Elba, Boasty, number 11. Medusa featuring Good Boys, Piece of Your Heart, number 10. Broke Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored, Ariana Grande at 9. Fashion Week, Still Bangles, AJ Tracy, Mostak at 8. 7 is Location, Dave featuring Burner Boy. 6, Bury a Friend, Billie Eilish. Number 5 this week is Jonas Brothers with Sucker. Just You and I, Tom Walker at 4. Calvin Harris and Rag & Bowman, this week's 3 with Giant. So this week, you've streamed, downloaded, viewed or bought either Billie Eilish or Lewis Capaldi to number 1. This afternoon's number 1 has finished 9,000 combined sales ahead of this week's number 2. Let's find out.
The UK's official
number 2.
Billie Eilish. She has the number 1 album this week. Billie Eilish, Bad Guy, is number 2 on the singles chart. New entry. There's no stopping Lewis Capaldi.
The UK's official
number 1.
I got down and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you loved.
Lewis Capaldi is this week's official number 1 for a 6th week, and that was Friday the 5th of April's countdown. Radio 1 is the home of the only official chart, back next Friday at 4 p.m. Annie Mac tonight at 7 on Radio 1. I've got dance anthems for you in 15 minutes. Here's Newsbeat with Nesta McGregor and Eleanor Roper at 5:45.
Now let me see you dance.
It's Friday.
This is BBC Radio 1
Dance Anthems with Scott Mills. Keep on telling me, babe, and I keep on telling you.
So we've got Jess listening from the Isle of Skye, where Ben just proposed to her on the beach. Ah. Also, we've got Will heading down to Castleford for the weekend. Catherine, Carl, Tom, Annie off to see friends in London tonight. Ben in Petersfield. and Abby, his girlfriend, and Jack in Winchester well happy that Billie Eilish has the #1 album tonight. I'm Scott Mills. This is Friday night's Dance Anthems on BBC Radio 1. Keep me up to date with your weekend movements. I'm on 81199 or at BBC R1. We started with M22, White Lies, absolute tune that, and Sophie Tucker, Fantasy. This is Harvey.
Cancel my subscription.
BBC Radio 1, Thandy Phoenix, Sigma, Say It, and Mark McCabe and Sights, Don't Let Me Go. Also in there, Harvey, Told You So. Dance Anthems. Hey, Jess.
Hi.
So you're the one that got proposed to on the beach earlier today.
Yeah, literally like half an hour ago. In Scotland, I'm in shock. So I'm a bit like,
Oh, this is cool. What's his name?
It's Ben.
Cute. Did you have any clue?
I literally had no idea. We were like on a beach, no one was there, and he just got down on one knee. So yeah, like crazy surprise. So
Wow.
surprised.
Oh,
Lovely.
congratulations.
Thank you.
What's your plans for tonight?
I don't know. Celebrate. We're a bit. I don't know. Have some champagne, sit on the beach, celebrate, and just yeah.
Amazing. All right.
Thanks.
You and Ben enjoy the weekend. Dance Anthems continues on BBC Radio 1. 81199, reach out, or at BBC R1. Anton Powers, Radio 1. That's Dinoro and Inna Rawdson, Obsessed. Before that, Anton Powers, Redondo, Make Your Move. Scott Mills, Dance Anthems, Friday night on Radio 1. Hello, Trinity in Cornwall, revising while all her mates, the uni officers, are going out tonight. Officers, that should be. Jess in Bristol, looking for chicken. Becky and her Hindu gang in Liverpool. Lewis and Katie on their way to Brighton from Nottingham tonight. Annie Mac at 7. Calvin Harris joins Annie later. And this is Odd Mob on Radio 1. This is Radio 1. Hello, Tom.
Hi, Scott.
Is it your birthday today?
It's 21 today, that's right.
Happy 21st. What are your plans?
We've got a bit of a house party going on tonight with a few mates from uni, and then night out in Basildon tonight.
Oh, what, are you out on the retail park?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
All right, happy birthday. This is BBC Radio 1. Alex Adair, new music.
Before we get out of here, can you just do me one favor? Later, sisters.
BBC Radio 1. Later, Sisters, Prince Karma. Before that, brand new music. Alex Adair and Stronger. Jamie in Manchester, off out in Birmingham tonight, going down to Birmingham. Matt and Josh on the way to North Devon. We are in the mood for a night out, say Charlotte, Charlie and Sarah from Newcastle. They're hitting Glasgow later. This is so good. Becky Hill, Vice. BBC Radio 1, Annie Mac, hello.
Hello, Scott Mills. How are we?
I'm good. I've been seeing a lot of buzz about your show tonight because it looks like it's a fairly large one.
It's a fairly large one. We have pretty much arguably the biggest dance DJ producer in the world, Calvin Harris, on the show tonight. He's going to be on the phone from LA. He's decided to re-release one of his songs that's 10 years old. You're not alone.
It's been re-released?
It's 10 years old and it's been re-released. It's got a 2019 edit and various remixes, one of which is a Camel Fat remix, which is huge. So we've made that hottest. We're speaking to Calvin. We've also got a mini mix which is dedicated to jungle music. If you like your drum and bass, you are going to love the mini mix tonight. And huge Rave Lounge announcement. The Rave Lounge is back.
It's back on?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to tell us everything from 7.
Exactly.
Obviously we know that Calvin Harris is huge, but when you go to like Las Vegas and you see his face as like the whole side of a hotel, you're like, okay, that's
like
when you've
8 floors.
Right, that's craziness. I saw it, I was like, wow, his face is massive.
Yeah.
All right, Calvin Harris with Annie from 7. Can you please say sorry to him, even though it's not my fault that he's not made number 1?
Okay, I'll apologise to him.
I mean, he's had enough.
I think he's had his fair share, babe.
I think he's absolutely fine.
But knowing him, he will be annoyed because he watches it all, I think.
He so watches it all.
He's so geeky about that.
Billie Eilish number 2, Calvin number 3 this week, and Lewis Capaldi number 1 for 6 weeks.
Wow.
This is Dance Anthems. It's Radio 1. Get in touch with us, 81199 at BBC R1.
Girl, you hate.
Brand new music, that's Michael Calfan, My Place. Radio 1's Dance Anthems. Hey, Jodie and Gary on the way to Dundee from Derby for a charity event this weekend. Drew in Lancaster. Natalie off to Blackpool for the weekend. You are all set for Annie Mac, continuing the Friday night dance party on Radio 1 after Calvin Harris and Rag & Bowman.